we're watching SmackDown, and congratulations, Guy, because it is Friday, which means we have made it all the way to Friday. We've made it to Friday Night SmackDown, and what's even better news is that my throat has made it all the way to Friday, to the point that actually, I'm digging my new sore throat. I mean, the voice, I recorded a video yesterday, like a very serious video about Sunny and, her car crash. And with the sore throat that I have, the voice that came about in that video actually sounded like a true crime drama documentary voice. So I'm digging it, making the most out of this sore throat too. But no problem, we have made it to Friday. We're watching Friday Night SmackDown. We're getting a little replay, a bit of the highlights from WrestleMania 38. Once again, night 1 and night 2. Cody Rhodes was supposed to be here tonight, which apparently he's been pulled from the shows. He's no longer going to be here. We know that a lot of the Raw and SmackDown stars are going to be doing some crossovers. We saw some SmackDown stars appearing on Raw this past Monday. And we can expect the same from Raw stars to be appearing on SmackDown as well moving forward tonight, as well as in the future weeks. And we're going to be seeing some crossovers happening here and there. And I'm so happy to see everybody. Ricky, Gary, True, everybody. So good to see you, Bobby, Andy. Look at that. I'm here and no problems with the connections. We're good. We're good to go here. And I'm looking at some Sami Zayn, Knoxville highlights here. And the funny part is, I got a brand new screen. A curved one. So, whatever we do, we just do it better. And I'll tell you what, this curved screen doesn't work very well with my sunglasses. So, I'll probably have to get rid of my sunglasses. Or I'll have to get rid of this curved screen, because curved screen doesn't like my sunglasses very much. But that's okay. We're here having fun, and look at what I'm watching right now. The Stone Cold Stunner to Vince McMahon, and they somehow make it look good. They edited out the botch and they made that stunner look good. Good job with that. Look at that. And Andy says, there you go. Hello, brother. Chris is here. Chris, good to see you, brother. Kevin, good to see you. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Too Sweet says, we're live. That's right. Too Sweet Pistol Pete is here. And we are live and we're watching SmackDown. It's going to be a good watch along, because tonight we've got 3 shows, 3 in 1. It's SmackDown, it's AEW Rampage, and NXT Level Up. And if you talk about NXT Level Up, we actually, we've got some good few talents making their debut. We're going to be seeing some new talents making their debut tonight on NXT, so looking forward to that as well. And of course, Rampage is going to be stacked. And Mustafa is here. Mustafa, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's such a pleasure to see you back here. Andy says, hello, good to see everybody, just mingling, talking. This is great. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. I'm glad that you liked the look. Thank you for that. Thanks. And with that being said, they have put an end to the highlights of WrestleMania 38, and now it is time to usher in the new era. They're calling it the new era of SmackDown, a new era of the WWE, as Roman Reigns tonight makes his long-awaited return to SmackDown as the Unified Champion. They're calling it the new era of the WWE, and we're going to be finding out the new contender for Roman Reigns' Unified Championship. But who is it going to be? We'll have to find out. Who is the next, big star going to be in the new era? We will find out. Bobby says, AJ, I'm looking forward to watching GCW Paranoid. That's right. We're going to be watching it live. We're going to be watching it right here. GCW, I don't know if you watch it or not, but I'm going to recommend GCW Paranoid to everybody, because, GCW puts on shows like nobody else does. So we're going to be watching it together, absolutely. And Kayla Braxton in the ring.
Welcome, the baddest woman on the
All right. Kicking things off is Ronda Rousey. That is surprising. Okay, I thought we would be seeing, SmackDown kicking off by Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, the Uso brothers, but no, it's Ronda Rousey. And what's even more surprising is that she's coming out in streetwear. In casual attire. She's not wearing her wrestling gear. She's not wearing her WWE merch. She's coming out in street gear, in her casual attire. Surprising, isn't it? Imperium is breaking up Volta, going to SmackDown. Yes, Andy, it seemed like it, right? We watched NXT this past week, and we saw how the Imperium, they had a bit of a clash there. And if they're breaking them up and sending only Walter, I don't know how I feel about that. Because with them, Walter, it was a whole package. It just felt so good. It felt so right. So I'm happy that Walter is coming over to SmackDown. But Imperium breaking up, I don't know if I feel good about it. That's right, Ricky Ronda is here. You see her right now where she's smiling. She's looking around. And the fans are cheering her on. Wow, this is surprising. Is this piped in? Are the fan sounds piped in because fans are cheering Ronda Rousey? Are you kidding me right now? That's interesting.
You're involved in a very physical match on WrestleMania Saturday, and you proved to be a woman of your word, and you made Charlotte tap out. Let's take a quick look back.
All right, so they're saying Ronda Rousey made Charlotte tap out. So she was the woman of her words. She did make Charlotte Flair tap out, but the referee didn't see her. So they're trying to the narrative that they're playing out right now is that Ronda is the true winner, but she didn't win. So then that's the narrative that they're playing out right now. And Chris says Jay White is facing Chris Savage tonight on NJD. That's amazing. Great stuff. Dale says Herd, Rackle, and LA Knight getting called up to the main shows. Both of them deserve it so very much. But what happens to Dakota Kai? Because Dakota Kai had been teaming up with Rackle lately, right? She's the champion, whatnot. So I wonder what happens to Dakota Kai if Raquel comes up to the main roster, because she needs her. She really does. I'm afraid that if Raquel goes up, Dakota Kai is going to be pairing up, teaming up with that girl with the pillow and the sleep, the pajamas. And she's going to go nowhere. So Dakota Kai better go up along with Raquel, because on NXT, with that sleeping girl, Wendy Chu, Dakota Kai is going to go down. So hopefully she gets called up too. All right, Ronda Rousey.
I beat Charlotte once, but not twice. I tapped her out, but not when it counted, and that's on me.
Listen, later on tonight, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns will reveal his next step. So, Ronda, what's the next step for you?
I want a rematch.
Okay, Ronda Rousey makes it very clear that the next step for her is a rematch. A rematch.
I want Charlotte to be able to get herself disqualified again.
Alright, she's asking for an Extreme Rules, no DQ, no holds barred, whatever you want to call it. That kind of rematch.
A WrestleMania Backlash.
Okay.
I challenge Charlotte Flair.
All right.
To a quit match.
Whoa. Okay. I didn't see this coming. An I Quit match between Ronda and Charlotte. It's been a while since we've seen an I Quit match. Every single I Quits we've seen, I believe, lately, had always been around John Cena. So an I Quit between Ronda and Charlotte, I'm in it. I love I Quit matches myself. I am happy. Good to see you, Jacob. Welcome on board. Welcome. And Mustafa says, my cat saying Roman Reigns will lose the Universal Championship and WWE Championship to The Rock. I think so too. I've been saying it to everybody for the past few months that this is going to happen at WrestleMania. He's going to carry both the titles and he's going to drop them to The Rock. Maybe. Or he's going to go over and destroy The Rock as well. I think that's going to happen too. So we'll see. Charlotte Flair, though.
And you want to know what I'm starting to think? That the baddest woman on the planet is not just a snappy catchphrase. It's a myth.
There we go.
Because you can't win when it matters. So the answer to your question is...
No? Is it gotta be a no?
No.
There we go. Alright. Charlotte Flair rejects. She refuses the idea of an I Quit match. She tells Ronda, you're not the baddest woman on the planet because you cannot get the win when it really matters. So the answer is no. Let's see what happens now. And Ronda is the uncrowned women's champion, says Andy. That's exactly right.
This fight is going to happen.
And Ronda says, I'm not taking no as an answer.
You're going to scream it when I turn your elbow backward.
Yeah, she says, I'm not taking no as an answer. The fight is happening, and it's definitely happening. Charlotte Flair, though, she is making her first ever appearance on SmackDown as a champion. Shouldn't she really be coming out and addressing the universe as the champion, as their champion? I don't like the fact that the challenger is in the ring, but the champion is somewhere backstage hiding from the challenger. I don't like that. As a champion, they should come out, they should open the show, not stay backstage. So I really appreciate that idea. Renegade says Raquel Gonzalez is heading to the main roster along with LA Knight. Once again, I just feel like It's great. Good to see you, Renegade, by the way. It's good to see Raquel getting up, but Dakota Kai is the thing that's making me nervous. Let's see what happens with Dakota. And Andy says Dakota Kai needs to join Alexa Bliss. I would love that, actually. Andy, I think that's a bit of a genius right there. Dakota Kai and Alexa Bliss together, I think they'd do wonders. Even I hate to say it, but even Dakota Kai and Nikki ASH would do wonders together. I hate to say it, but I think they do great together. So Dakota Kai on the main roster needs to happen. Are we doing both the GCW cards this weekend? Yes, Chris, both of them. And there we go. Charlotte versus Ronda, I Quit match. That's right, Run DMG. I've always been big fan of the I Quit matches, and I would like to go back to, I believe, I can't recall, that's right, Breaking Point pay-per-view 2009. Who remembers that pay-per-view? WWE Breaking Point. We had an I Quit match between John Cena and Randy Orton. What a brutal match that was. I mean, we saw handcuffs, we saw kendo sticks, we saw chair shots, we saw fire extinguisher. I remember every second of that match between Cena and Randy at WWE Breaking Point. And I remember how John Cena, got Randy Orton's breaking point and he made him scream the words I quit. That was the match that really made me fall in love with I Quit matches, and I've been in love with them ever since. Such good matches, really. And John Cena and Randy Orton used to put on such classics. I used to love that, absolutely. And he says Lacey Evans needs to show up. We've been hearing that Lacey Evans might actually be making her return tonight on SmackDown, so could happen. Let's see. Hopefully it happens. I want to see her as well. Not strong opening to start SmackDown. Ricky, I agree. Not the best. We saw the Ronda promo. I mean, I'm happy that they announced the I Quit match, but they could have done better, right, with starting. And now the first match they're having is Butch and Sheamus and Rich. I mean, no offense to Butch. I've always been a very big Pete Dunne fan. I love Pete Dunne. I think he's a great guy. But as Butch, he's just a little guy between two big guys. That's all he is. So I'm not a big fan of all of this. So again, I agree with you absolutely, Ricky, that this is not the strongest beginning to the show. And Butch up next, that's right, Renegade. Hopefully he's able to shine, hopefully he's able to outshine all of his other crewmates and, make a man of himself on the main show. Jason says, an I Quit match. AJ, since Triple H wearing the headset in WWE, we are definitely TV14. That's right. You make a very solid point. I was wondering what made them actually go I Quit, and this makes sense. Maybe it's Triple H's idea all along, I quit. I love that. I can't recall it. I'm trying to think. Was Over the Limit 2012 or 11? I can't exactly recall the year. But Over the Limit, John Cena versus Batista. I think that was the last I Quit match that we've ever seen. So it's been a while since we've seen an I Quit match in the company. So this is going to be a good one for sure. Let's see how this turns around. Lacey Evans needs to jump Charlotte to restart their feud. Andy, I think so too. This time without Ric Flair, because believe it or not, even though it was good to see Ric Flair there, it was cringy and Ric Flair felt uncomfortable. So did all of us. I mean, and also the timing of all of this, right? While this storyline was going on, Lacey gets pregnant and, people are wondering if this is part of the storyline or not, which was pretty disgusting. So hopefully without Ric Flair. Lacey versus Charlotte without Ric Flair. Please make it happen. Gary is here. Good to see you. What happened to King Woods? That was a very short reign indeed. I mean, King Woods, he was king, then he lost his crown broke, and then he got his crown. So it's been weird with King Woods. He doesn't act like a king at all. He does not. He's still apparently king, but doesn't act like a king, doesn't walk like a king, doesn't talk like a king. So in my eyes, he's not a king. And Ricky says in some reports on Twitter, someone getting rename change tonight on SmackDown. Okay, somebody is getting a rename. Somebody's getting renamed tonight on SmackDown. I wonder who could that be. It certainly is. Wait. Actually, somebody's getting renamed. And somebody's possibly making a return. That's Lacey. So could Lacey be getting renamed? Maybe a simpler name for Lacey? I don't know. Hopefully not. But we'll find out what's happening here. Wait a second. Oh, wow. Friday, May 6th, Uniondale, New York. SmackDown is getting a Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes match. I believe that has to be a dark match since they've announced it so, so much in advance. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a dark match because Cody Rhodes is also a Raw superstar. So why would he be appearing here? Oh my gosh, wow. Look at that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Renaissance. You're so sweet. I acknowledge you. I always acknowledge you. And thank you so much for the very, very kind donation. It means a lot. Thank you, brother. Really. Thank you. And I always acknowledge you. You know that. Always do. Thank you so much. You're amazing. For all the support to everybody, especially to Renaissance. Thank you so much for the love. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks. And Ricky says, hello, Izzy. Izzy is here. Izzy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. How much did you miss? Well, you missed, Ronda Rousey opening the show and having a little bit of a confrontation via satellite with Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, and I Quit match has been finalized, which is going to be taking place on WrestleMania Backlash. So that's going to be happening. WrestleMania Backlash, it is going to be Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, I Quit match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. But up next, we're seeing Butch's in action. So let's see how this one goes. It is Butch's first time to shine. It is Butch's first time that he's going to be having an actual match, a one-on-one match, ever since he's joined the likes of Sheamus and Ridge Holland. And Xavier Woods is coming out here. He's not coming out alone, and I don't mean that he's coming out with Kofi Kingston either. He's coming out with a microphone, so he's definitely going to talk. Let's see what this is going to be all about. Once again, Renaissance, thank you so much for the very, very generous donation. Really appreciate it, brother. Let's see. All right.
Your first WrestleMania win. Congratulations, and welcome to the club. Actually, one more second. Would you mind cutting the music real quick? We got a few things to say. Thank you. There we go. But to back that up, Kofi, they're in the Winners Club for Mania. I actually don't have a WrestleMania win. Oh my God.
That is hilarious. Xavier Woods doesn't have a WrestleMania win is hilarious. Okay.
Matter of fact, we all won.
Yes, that's right. We all won. Yep. We all won. WrestleMania was great. It was a win for everybody. Everybody. So we all won. That's right.
Everybody knows, but especially for these two young booties, I'm talking about Ridge, I'm talking about Butch. Let us go ahead and explain to you how things work around here. Since WrestleMania is essentially our season finale, that would make tonight's SmackDown our season opener.
That's right.
And
Yep.
that would mean that all records are
Meant to be broken.
reset.
Okay. Oh, come on. All right.
So you guys can say it with us. We're gonna do it one more time. Ready?
Dear Lord. Okay, you know what? I love the New Day, but sometimes they can come across as a bit too cringy for me, a bit too positive for me, very, very cringy in short words. So, I don't know. I'm a fan of the New Day. I appreciate them. I admire them, but sometimes a bit too much.
But then I hit the gym. Matter of fact, I bruised the weight.
Okay.
But most importantly, I got your auntie on the other line in the back, and she actually says she can't wait for me to whip your rabies infection.
Xavier Woods got Butch's auntie on the other line, and that's not a good idea. We know Xavier Woods with women is interesting, so that's not a good idea. And Ricky says, more GCW shows on the weekend. I am too tired. That's right, Ricky. You know, last night we had Impact Wrestling only showing highlights, only showing recaps. And I was like, we've already done the watch-along for this show, so it makes no sense to do a watch-along for this one. And I was like, this is great because first time ever, we will actually get some sleep. Everybody here will get some sleep. But this weekend, no sleep because we've got GCW, and GCW is interesting. That's right, Too Sweet, you're right. I hate the Carmella mask. I hate it. I despise it. Yes, I remember that match. AJ, that match was insane. Cena versus Orton. Breaking Point 2009 was incredibly insane. I still remember that. It made me a total fan of I Quit matches. It made me a fan of John Cena, and it made me hate Randy Orton. If you guys haven't checked out that match between John Cena and Orton, Breaking Point 2009, I would highly, highly recommend it to all of you. You guys should go back and check it out. So good. Really so good. Mustafa says, bro, if they put you against Championship, can you beat him? Me? For sure. For sure. Alright, yeah. But which guy? For which championship? Let me know, Mustafa. Why is it called WrestleMania Backlash? Because Little J760, good to see you. But why is it called WrestleMania Backlash is because they want to milk the name WrestleMania as much as they can, you know? The Raw before Mania was WrestleMania Raw. The SmackDown before Mania was WrestleMania SmackDown. The SmackDown after Mania is SmackDown after Mania. And Raw after Mania, of course, is called Raw after Mania. And the pay-per-view after Mania is called WrestleMania pay-per-view or WrestleMania Backlash. They want to milk out that name as much as they can. So that is why. And also, we get a lot of rematches from WrestleMania on the pay-per-view, so that's why I guess it makes sense. I like Butch's gimmick of a, that's right, hothead. Run DMC, this might actually work. Because Butch, or Pete Dunne has always been a hothead. He's always been that aggressive guy, the hard hitter. He's always been that brutal guy. So, maybe the hothead character, along with some sketch comedy, might work. It's just Sheamus and Ridge Holland trying to hold him back. Kind of like the Englishman comedy that we used to see back in the day, the old comedy films that we used to see from England or from, UK. That kind of stuff. So, might work. So, Butch as the... Oh my gosh, he's already bleeding, by the way. He's bleeding from his nose. He's been cut open. It's terrible. So, yes, it might work. Him trying to be a calm guy, nice guy. Sheamus and Rich trying to make sure he's sophisticated and well-behaved. And there are times when he just goes loose. He goes on fire. So, that might work. We'll see. AJ, what's up? How was your day? I want a picture of Bayley. Clay, good to see you. We might actually get to see Bayley tonight. I mean, it's about time she has to return, right? We might actually get to see her. Definitely. Michael King is here, and he says, I am the king. That's right. I acknowledge you, Michael King. King is your name, and King you are. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. That's right, Izzy. Maybe just Lacey. Lacey Evans. I think I like Lacey Evans better, but we might just see Lacey. The one interesting thing that I just realized from our conversation is that men keep getting their name shortened, right? All the men right there, they get their name shortened. They lose the last name, when they're on the main roster. But for women, most of the women do have their last name. You look at Becky Lynch, look at Lacey Evans. You've seen a lot of women, they have their last name, so it's interesting. Women don't usually get their name shortened, but the men, they definitely do. And there you go. Mustafa says, acknowledge my cat. I acknowledge your cat. I love cats, so why not, for sure. That's on May 8th. Andy, what shows on May 8th? Well, I know what is this weekend. It's GCW. That is Saturday and Sunday. And we're going to be watching both the shows. We're going to be having fun. For anybody who hasn't watched GCW before, watch it with the family. Watch it with all of us, because I'll tell you what, you're going to have a great time. GCW is going to be putting on some amazing matches tomorrow and day after, and you don't want to miss out. It's going to be great. And Too Sweet says GCW been putting on some good shows. Indie wrestling on fire right now. And speaking of indie wrestling, guys, I've got some big news. I'm going to be having a big star, a big guest from the independent circuit. He's a huge promoter on the independent circuit. And this guy has got a lot to get off his chest. It's going to be an unscripted interview. It's going to be an unfiltered, a totally raw interview where he's going to be coming on here. I'm going to give him a hot mic, and he's going to get a lot off his chest. And I'll tell you what, a lot that he's going to get off his chest is going to be exposing a lot of people, a lot of dirt from the independent circuit, a lot of good things also from the independent circuit. If we're going to talk about GCW, we're going to talk about some of the promoters out there, some of the promotions out there, and it's going to be totally unfiltered, unscripted. This guy wants to be on the podcast to speak with all of you without a filter. And that is why he's coming on here, and he's got a lot to get off his chest. So make sure next week this interview is happening. It might as well just happen live. We'll see how it all goes down, but it's happening, and it's going to be a big blast. It's going to be a big interview, and I don't want anybody to miss out on it, because if you're a fan of the independent circuit, this interview you must check out. It's going to shake the world. And Andy says, there you go. When's the next GCW show? This weekend, Andy, this weekend. Xavier will always be a jobber, says Run DMG. Sadly, for the New Day, you look at Kofi, his reign as champion was average. Look at Big E, his reign as champion was average. I think what they tried to do with Xavier was they tried to give him the crown to just test the waters and see how over does he get. But I believe his reign as a king was below average, so I don't think he's gonna get a title at all. He's not gonna get a title at all. He's just gonna be a New Day member, as you say right there on DMG. I think so too. I haven't been a fan of New Day ever since they got in together. There you go, Andy right there. You know what? I have appreciated the New Day. I've appreciated their work because they got over like nobody gets over in this day and age. They got over with the fans with their own creative genius, and I can appreciate that. But I'm not a big fan of Xavier, and I'm not a big fan of how long this has been. and how they have been trying to milk it. I mean, they've reached their absolute boiling point, right? But they're still boiling and boiling, and they're still trying to get some heat off of it because there is no heat left. It's all done. We've seen it all from the New Day. So maybe it's time to reinvent, as Seth Rollins always say, reinvent, right? That's what you gotta do. But with the New Day, there is no reinvention. It's the same old thing, which bothers me a little bit. And Jason says Butch is bleeding. That's right, he is bleeding. Pete Dunne is better, says Andy, without a shadow of a doubt. So WrestleMania Backlash is the next pay-per-view. That's right, little J760. It is going to be WrestleMania Backlash. I believe it's taking place on May 4th. I think so. May 4th, or the first week of May, the first weekend of May, is WrestleMania Backlash. Andy says Pete Dunne is a better name than Butch, without a doubt. I mean, you look at Butch, look at any other name, you know that any other name is better than Butch for sure. And Xavier with a big kick to Butch. Butch is down. I don't know if he's still bleeding. He probably is. And Xavier gets him up for a suplex. Oh dear. And Butch reverses it. And a big kick to Xavier. I think he feels it right in his ears. For Butch right now, for his first match on SmackDown, the way he's carried it, and the way he's bleeding, and he's definitely looking rough out there, this is not a very good look. A match against Xavier Woods, and he's so rugged up. I don't know if that's a very good look right there. With a big punch from Butch onto Xavier, and a big stomp to his fingers, and a kick to his head. He's now going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out from Xavier Woods. Again, you know, it's good to see Butch really going at it and really brutalizing Xavier right now. But this is only Xavier Woods. And in this match, why is Butch looking so rugged up? He looks so tired, as if he's coming out of a match against Roman Reigns. So I don't know about that. Got a little concerns there. And TYF, he says, I swear, if Brock's facing Roman again, I'm going to faint of boredom. There you go. I don't think that's going to be happening. I think Brock is on vacation mode right now, and we're definitely going to be getting a new challenger for sure. We might get somebody tonight. You know, WWE has been saying that tonight marks the beginning of a new era for the company. A new era, which means a new challenger. New challenger means a new feud. So hopefully it's not going to be Brock and Roman, it's going to be somebody else, but look at that. Xavier Woods steals the pin, steals the victory, and with that being said, the New Day go over Butch and the party right there. The New Day go over. That's right, Dale Woods wins. He gets the win right there. And Pete Dunne doesn't look too happy. Or Butch doesn't look too happy, just like that. That's right, Gary says Butch looks like youth from the... That is right. I think so too. You know, and back in the day, we used to have films where they used to make, you know, comedy sketches on these people, on the gangs of London or stuff like that. You know, one guy, one little guy, one big guy, one fat guy. You know, they're all trying to control the temperament of the little guy. That's what it seems like. And look at what's happening right now. The gang is in the ring, but Butch cannot tolerate it. He's going after Sheamus, after Rich, but they all get it. They both understand that Butch is just a little guy who gets a bit too angry, a bit too carried away sometimes. So even though he slapped them, they're not offended and just trying to calm him down. And he, like a little kid, pouts and crosses his arms and sits on top of the turnbuckle. I mean, they're trying to make it comical, right? They're trying to make it funny, but also it's Butch, so it's serious. It's hard. He's hot-headed, but they're trying to make it funny. They're trying something new here, which I can appreciate. And Bayley is angry for missing Mania twice. Yeah, there we go. Bayley missed it. Alexa Bliss missed it. So there were a few notable names that missed it. Moons is here. Moons, good to see you. Hey, did something happen on SmackDown recently? I just came home. I saw Woods and Butch fighting. That's right, we had this match. This was actually the first match of the show. Early on, we saw Ronda Rousey challenging Charlotte Flair to an I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash. So we're going to be getting Charlotte versus Ronda I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash for the SmackDown Women's title. That's all that you've missed. Nothing else. Nothing else so far. And let's see, Chris says, I have breaking news. Bayley is returning before Backlash. You know who's going to be very happy? Clay. Clay, if you're reading this right now, check out Chris's comment. Bayley is coming back. Chris, thank you for that. AJ, I liked your 2K22 videos. Sorry, no problem, Chris, no problem. Thank you. I'm so glad that you liked them. And I'll tell you what, we've got some big stuff coming up very soon. New shows are coming on full-fledged from Monday. We're going to have a lot of new shows coming in every single day. We're going to be seeing newer videos, newer shows, newer formats coming in. I mean, I wouldn't say newer, but I would say more enhanced, right? Because the quality keeps getting better and the videos keep getting better. So we're going to see more enhanced and we're going to see new content coming from this Monday. And Chris, thank you for that. Moon says, I like the New Day, but I didn't like their 483 title reign. They didn't deserve it for that long. Well, you know what? That's true. And now what's happening now, it's that Big E, for him it didn't work out. His singles run didn't work out, so they put them back together. Again, there's no reinvention, which I really have a problem with. It's the end of creativity for them right now, which I have a problem with. They're not being as creative as they were, during the early reign or during the early days of the New Day. They're nowhere as creative anymore. And Andy says Roderick Strong should have won the UK Championship. That title match wasn't what I thought it would be. Yeah, with the UK title, it is interesting because they give us matches and they deliver as well, but a lot of times they disappoint me. So, Roderick Strong should have won it. I guess it's going to happen eventually. Maybe a better place, a better time. About time, we'll see. Mustafa says, everyone, I can beat Roman Reigns if I have a shot. Interesting, Mustafa. But I trust you, so there you go. Andy says, I'm glad to see Jay Brookside being a heel. Me too. Absolutely. And Mustafa is not afraid from Roman. I can appreciate that. NXT tag belts are vacant. Another big news right there from Andy that NXT tag team championships are vacant, and that's because of whatever happened with MSK and of course Kimberly. It got ugly, it got weird, and if this guy did whatever he's been accused of, he deserves it, and he should have seen this coming from a mile away. No, you cannot expect to do well in your life when you try to make others' lives so horrible and really go after them. You cannot expect to make something out of your own life, and this guy should have seen this coming miles away. Why would you treat another human being like this? It just shouldn't work out this way. And Jonathan is here. Jonathan, thank you so much for the support. He says, big up AJ, big up everyone in the chat. We're all doing well, Jonathan. Hope you're doing well as well. Thank you so much for the love, brother. Good to see you. And Bobby says, I'm looking forward to watching Amber Noah versus Layla Gray Shine Wrestling on April 17, Shine 73. That is beautiful. I'll look forward to it as well. And I'll tell you what, Amber Noah is going to be coming to Wrasslinews. She is coming to Wrasslinews next week for an exclusive interview, so make sure to stay tuned because Amber Noah is going to be here. Her interview is finally getting released. That is next week. Amber Noah, Wrassingh, Wrasslinews, it's happening. There you go. WrestleMania is May 8th. I want a picture of Bayley. There you go, Clay. Maybe WrestleMania Backlash, Bayley comes back before that, so could happen. And picture of Bayley, I'll make it happen as well. I'm glad Dunn made main roster debut and got a match on SmackDown. Yeah, I think so too, Run DMG. Even though that debut was a bit, I don't know, not too impressive, but at least he got a debut, so that's nice. Yeah, and Bobby says, Andy, I'm looking forward to watching Deonna Purrazzo. That's right, me too. Deonna Purrazzo is going to be having some memorable champ challenges. She's going to have some surprise challengers, so looking forward to that. And we're getting some highlights from WrestleMania 38 once again. Some of the image stills from WrestleMania. They love doing this, right? They love showing us some images from their past pay-per-view, such as WrestleMania. They love doing that stuff. That's nice. Good for them. Andy says, me too, Bobby. Me too. There you go. Lil J says, I know it's a wrestling page. You guys watching the UFC fights tomorrow? Who you guys got? I would like to ask everybody here. Anybody here watching UFC? Because I don't watch UFC, but I would love to get into it sometime. I don't watch it now, though. Anybody else watches UFC here? Let me know if you do. Ricky says, sorry, AJ, I was eating dinner. No problem, Ricky. No problem. You missed nothing. Butch lost the match to Xavier Woods. And Butch got angry, and he slapped Sheamus, and he slapped Ridge Holland, and then he pouted like a little kid. He crossed his arms, and he sat down on top of the turnbuckle, but that was about it. Nothing else happened, that's it. And with that being said, you know what, I just saw Pat McAfee, I'm looking at him right now, and in my mind I was like, uh-oh, he's here, so Austin Theory's gonna be here as well. But I'm glad that WrestleMania match is over, and it's done for, and we're not gonna be seeing it anymore, so I'm glad it's over. And we're getting another highlight of the night from DoorDash. Are you kidding me? We've seen enough highlights already. But we're gonna get yet another highlight. There you go. Another WrestleMania highlight right there, featuring Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. Come on. We didn't need this. We did not need this. Drew McIntyre gotta be number one contender, says Run DMG. It could happen. We're definitely gonna be getting a new number one contender today, or maybe next week, but it should be happening today. From what I've read so far, it should be happening today, because today is the show, tonight's the show that they're advertising as a new era for the WWE. So if you really want to kick into the new era, you gotta give us a new challenger. So should be happening tonight. We'll find out. Dale says Nash got released by... Yes, that's right. He got released for the photo. That's crazy. Or maybe they used the photo as an excuse to release him because, you know, if they would have released him on the basis of the abuse or the claims, either there could have been a, kind of a argument that you cannot release me on basis of that because there is no evidence. It's a one-sided claim. You cannot release me on basis of that. But since they had a photo and they had a photographic evidence, they probably released him on the basis of that. So I guess that is why they released him on the basis of the photo, not the abuse, because for the photo they have the evidence, but for the abuse they have no evidence yet. So they probably didn't want to wait for the investigation or anything, just wanted to get release of the dirt. So I guess that's what's happened there. And Andy says, I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre, number one contender. It's interesting. I think it's not going to be Drew. I think Drew has had his chance. I think Drew's done well. But I feel like if they're talking about the new era, it has to be somebody, not Drew. It has to be somebody that we haven't seen facing Roman Reigns before. So we'll see. But right now, we are with Sami Zayn and Adam Pearce backstage.
Did you see what I had to deal with out there? I was supposed to get my revenge against Johnny Knoxville. Instead, I had to deal with Party Boy and Wee-Man. It's not funny. And the giant hand, the stunts, the pranks. Do you understand that I am one of the best in the world? And I have been reduced now to a laughing stock. No, you don't believe me? Look at this.
What is that?
That is cheese.
Why?
Why? Because of the mousetrap. I was trapped in a giant mousetrap. You know, cheese is disgusting. But by the way, look, enough is enough. Okay? I want my respect back. The next person who walks through that door, I want a match with the next person who...
Wow, so Sami Zayn says, I want my respect back. Everybody treats me like a joke after that match against Knoxville. So anybody who walks through the door, through the men's locker room, I want to match against them. So let's see who this is going to be. And there you go, Drew McIntyre. Thank you for that, Ricky. And once again, guys, you know, you thought that Drew McIntyre was going to be fighting Roman Reigns. Look at the kind of feuds and kind of matches he's having. He's not fighting the big guys. He's not in the big leagues anymore. He's there, down there with the Happy Carbons and Sami Zayn. He's not fighting the big guys anymore. So, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns, that feud is not going to be happening. At least not now. It has to be somebody else because now we're getting a Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn match. That is the kind of feuds he's involved in now. It's changed. Times have changed for Drew McIntyre. Drew needs to move away from Corbin and win a few more matches where it says Renegade. I agree. But, you know, if the kind of matches that he's involved in include Sami Zayn, I don't know if things are going to change really over here. Adam Pearce gets a note.
Do me a favor, if you would. Please tell Ryan that I can't meet with her right now. Will do so. Thank you. Is that all bad?
I don't know. So Adam Pearce got a note right there. But we don't know what the note is going to be all about. Oh. Samantha Irvin. Is this the first time we're seeing this lady on SmackDown? Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. Guster is in the house. Are you kidding me? No way. No way. Kaiser is here. Look at that. This is great. Oh my gosh, this is great. Gunther, King Gunther is here on SmackDown. Is he the new challenger? Is he taking on Roman Reigns? That's right, Gary. I think so. I think it's written in the stars. This is the guy who is going after Roman Reigns' Unified Championship. This is the guy who looks like a true threat, a real threat to Roman Reigns and his titles. I mean, this is the new era of the WWE as they're claiming for it to be. And there is nobody who's new and who's as red hot as Gunther, and it's so good to see him. Look at this guy. The confidence, the size, the look on his face. Gunther is on fire. I'm actually surprised as how quiet the audience is. If I was there, I would be popping so loud that every single one of them would hear me. But the audience, the fans, look quite calm and they look quite quiet here, which is surprising. But it says Gunther invades SmackDown. Gunther invades SmackDown, which is interesting. Look at that. Yeah. The audience is so quiet. Like, look at the people sitting ringside. There's literally no reaction, no clapping, no cheering. You can tell that these people just don't watch NXT. They're casual fans. Usually, it's only the casual fans who are sitting ringside, guys. So it's evident that these guys just don't watch NXT. That's why they don't know Gunther. But Gunther is gonna be a star without a shadow of a doubt. I can see everybody here is happy. Ricky says it is Gunther, not Walter. That's right, not Walter, Gunther. And Kaiser and Gunther both, that's right, Jason, which means Imperium has not broken up after all. Yes, their other friend is not here after what happened this past, Tuesday. He's not here yet, but Kaiser is here, Gunther is here, Imperium is here. Renegade says Roman will mop the mat with Gunther right now. That is interesting, Renegade. Is it going to be Roman mopping the mat with Gunther? Or is it going to be Gunther showing Roman Reigns who the real head of the table is? I mean, look at this guy. Look at the size of Gunther. I mean, he's a strong guy. If he locks somebody else up in a sleeper hold, that guy, you better believe, he's gonna go to sleep. He's got big arms. He's a big guy. He's strong, powerful, muscular, tall. He's got all the check boxes ticked. This guy could very well win in a fight against Roman Reigns. I say a fight, not a wrestling match, but a fight. If they were to fight, he would win it. The audience is probably sleeping, AJ. That's right, Andy. Sadly, a lot of the people, they don't watch NXT, especially those who are actually in the arena. It's evident because nobody made some noise. Nobody went crazy for Gunther, which is, I'm pretty sure a few months down the line, they're all going to be crazy about Gunther because he is going to be an instant star. I think this is going to be a bigger push and a faster push than Sheamus got pushed to the main world title scene. This guy could be getting that kind of push once again. So let's see how that all turns out. And Ricky says the audience looking lost. Sadly, looking lost. I acknowledge Gunther and Walter. There you go. Ricky, that's beautiful. Gunther and Walter, both the names deserve acknowledgement, 100%. Joey's here. Good to see you, Joey. Andy says Gunther, aka Walter, looking healthier a year ago. That's right. So Gunther has definitely lost. Actually, should I put it this way? Walter definitely had a few pounds more. Gunther has slimmed down. Gunther is a more slimmed down version of Walter. He has definitely lost a few more pounds and has actually slimmed down a lot more. Now, did I like Walter and his size better than Gunther's size? I probably did, because he looked like a bigger guy. He looked like a more intimidating guy. Gunther, on the other hand, looks like a more slimmed down guy, a bigger version of Finn Balor, if you will, right? But he's hard hitting. He goes crazy in the ring right there. He's taller, I believe, than Brock Lesnar too, so can appreciate that. So Gunther is definitely a powerhouse. I did like Walter's size, but you know what? Losing a few pounds is only healthier for him. And if he's lost a few pounds, it means he can go high flying as well. So it adds to his whole moveset. It's only going to be beneficial for him in the long run. So good for him. It's good for him. Getting healthier now. Ricky says people in the crowd said in the mind, who is this guy? Sadly, that's what happened. A lot of people in the crowd had no idea who he was, but a few weeks down the line, few months down the line, they're going to be lining up the block to get an autograph from Walter. That's for sure. Joey, good to see you. What's up, brother? Good to see you. SmackDown had been very flat. Very, very flat. But Gunther comes in and there you go. It goes up. So SmackDown is just gaining momentum right now as we speak, which means I should be... Let's see what happens here. Alright, so let's see what else do we have here. Renegade says, if Gunther gets pushed too fast, it will be a mistake. I agree. You know what? We know Gunther, but a lot of people, as you can hear it right now in the audience, they don't know Gunther. So it's very important for any new wrestler on the main roster to get some character development. Don't assume that everybody watches NXT or everybody knows who Gunther is. There should be character development. There should be a proper introduction and all that kind of good stuff. And right now we can see that it is actually in the works right now, because we're not seeing a promo from Gunther. We're not seeing Roman Reigns coming out and calling out this guy. We're actually seeing Gunther versus a talent enhancer. So definitely some character development, some of that exposure going on right now. Yep, that's what's going on. So definitely he's not getting pushed right now. I don't know if he's going to be the guy who's going to be taking on Roman Reigns yet. We will find out eventually. We'll find out later tonight. But it's so good to see Gunther anyways. You know, enhancement talent or not, it's good to see him. Look at that. Going crazy right there. You know what? I'm going to miss him on Tuesday nights though. Tuesday nights are going to look a little less, amazing without Gunther for sure. And Renegade says, if Gunther gets pushed, yeah, that's right. Ricky says, I love workout with Gunther and Roman. I want looking like them. That's right, Ricky. Let's both of them get on the grind and look like them. Let's do that. And Gunther is picking up the enhancement talent. I don't know if his name is Joey or what. But with a big chop from Gunther to the guy. And he goes down. Look at that. Sweet, sweet. Love this so far. And Andy says, hello, Joey. That's right, Joey. Joey Satterfield. That's a nice name. And Tony says, welcome to SmackDown, Gunther. That's right. And Tony, welcome to the stream. It is good to see you. And Gunther is putting Joey Strataland through a world of pain. Look at those big and heavy chops right into the chest of this guy. This guy is quitting wrestling after tonight, I tell you that. He is regretting every bit of this. He's saying to himself, why did I even agree to be a jobber tonight against this man right here? Look at him, just tossing him, throwing him around, putting him through a world of pain right now. Gunther is on fire as we speak, as he should be, looking right into the camera. He looks so comfortable in front of all these people, even though he's probably performing in front of all these people after a while, after thousands of people, in front of such a big worldwide audience for the first time ever. But Gunther looks so comfortable right here, so comfortable. He gets Joey in position, picks him up, and sends him down hard. There we go. For the cover, 1, 2, and 3. There was a very quick and easy pinfall of victory for Gunther right there. I'm angry at Impact last night. That's right. Chris says it right there. Somebody says it. I'm so glad that somebody says, because it's calling Impact out for their laziness, for slapping the face of people who purchase Multiverse on pay-per-view or in person by showing it free. They did it last night. Impact Wrestling literally aired their pay-per-view for free on free TV. They didn't actually have I actually don't get it. Why did Impact Wrestling not have an actual show last night? Why did they have to air a pay-per-view from the past instead of their actual weekly show? I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. But I'll tell you what, they probably had to do it. They probably had to air this show for free because not a lot of people would have purchased the pay-per-view because it went head-to-head against Hall of Fame and a few other shows, and that was a terrible timing for any show to be on. You don't want to go against the Hall of Fame, and that's what Impact did, and I think it was a terrible mistake. And you know, I have very good working relationship with Impact. Impact Wrestling's Bhupinder Gujjar is going to be on the channel this Sunday. I mean, I love Impact. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? This is crazy. Raquel is here. Are you kidding me? Oh gosh. Wow. And Kayla definitely struggling with the microphone, getting it up. And that's right, D-Star says right there, is she too tall or is Kayla too small? It is Kayla. Actually, it's both. It's both. Wow, this lady is going to be an instant star. Forget about Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte. Give me Raquel versus Charlotte Flair. And look who's here. Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo. Oh man, I'm so happy. This is great. Whoa. I'm loving this. Yeah, she is a lady who's got all the personality. She's a very, nice and happy-go-lucky lady. But when it comes about standing her ground, she stands her ground. Did you see how Humberto and Angel were going for the kiss on the cheek? And she was all smiles and giggly. But when they got real close, she stood her ground. And that is what Raquel is all about. And look who's coming out right now. Happy Corbin. By the way, I'm very, very happy to see both Raquel and our guy Walter making their debut, and I can see everybody's happy as well. This is awesome. That's right, Joey. It is really awesome. And you talk about Raw After Mania being the good show. This is an amazing show right here. SmackDown After Mania is on fire. Dale says, would love to see Raquel versus Charlotte. Take my money for the match. Dale, I mean, you talk about the height advantage. You talk about the strength advantage. You talk about all the boxes. I think Raquel has all the boxes checked, and she could actually be dominant, and she could have an upper hand over Charlotte Flair would be great. And Tony says that Raquel is a future SmackDown champion. Indeed, I think she's a future Grand Slam champion in the WWE. I think she's got it all done. And I think she will get it all done on the main roster as well very, very soon. She is going to be on fire. She's going to be a big, big star here. And definitely. And speaking of big star, Happy Corbin is apparently a big star now. Off a big match at Mania against Drew McIntyre. Even though he picked up a loss, he got that exposure. And he did a recent interview where Happy Corbin said that the one thing he did not like about, his new gimmick, his new theme, was the fact that they got rid of his music. He said that he loved his previous entrance music very, very much, and to get this new music, which he did not like, it was hard for him. He didn't like it. He didn't appreciate it. But, he went with the flow. He's got a new music. He's got a new everything, but he still doesn't like the music, so that was interesting. Let me know if you like Happy Corbin's new music, though. And it is interesting. As we can see right now in the ring, Happy Corbin is standing sad, and he looks kind of melancholic. He looks gloomy. He looks a bit, underwhelmed, right? He doesn't look too happy as he stands there thinking about his loss to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. On the other hand, his own friend, right, Madcap Moss, is ringside, and he's looking at his name on the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Royal trophy, and he sees his name and he's happy and he's all giggly. So there you go. These two best friends, one is very happy, one is not happy at all. Let's see how this turns out. Maybe a feud between the two because of happiness, because one's not happy Corbin, one's very happy Madcap Moss. So we'll find out. And Bobby says, I would like to see Raquel versus Sasha Banks. Another big match. I'd love to see it. Now that Raquel is on SmackDown on the main roster, we're going to get a lot of good matches. I can't wait to see them. Can you imagine Raquel versus Charlotte versus Becky versus Sasha versus Ronda Rousey? I mean, Raquel would kick Ronda Rousey's arse. We know that. She would shut her up for good. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds, how it turns around. By the way, Raquel's fiance or her boyfriend, I don't know what the current relationship status is, but Braun Strowman, wasn't he starting his own promotion, Control Your Narrative, along with EC3? What happened to that? Do you guys know what's going on? What's the deal with Control Your Narrative right now? I mean, are they still going ahead with it? Did they already have their show? I know that they laid out some rules with rules that made no sense. So what is going on with Control Your Narrative right now? Let me know if you know anything about it. And I would like to see Raquel versus Sasha Banks. Would be beautiful, Bobby. Renegade says NXT Stars needs at most 6 months to build up to SmackDown status. I agree. Yeah, that's right. And it's very, very important for every single star. Let it be a brand new star to the WWE or let it be an NXT star to come up to the main roster and get that character development done. I spoke with Victor from The Ascension not too long ago, and I spoke with Aiden English also not too long ago, and both of them agreed that only if WWE had allowed them more TV time and would have allowed them to cut more promos and really relay their character to the fans worldwide, they would have been successful. Aiden English was not very happy because of the stuff that he did before Rusev Day that didn't go over, because he was super invested in it. He knew it was a good idea, but he says, because I didn't get the opportunity to relay my ideas to the fans, it just didn't work out. And that is why it is so important. Character development is very, very important, which sometimes WWE just ignores. They ignore it, which I don't like. Raquel versus Ronda, Ricky, I love that. Would be a fantastic match. Raquel would teach Ronda Rousey pro wrestling for sure. And I'm a big Ronda Rousey fan, so I know that she would teach her. Raquel, she's looking like a big star. She's a big, your future SmackDown Women's Champion. Ricky, absolutely. I hope Vince puts Raquel top main event. I think so too. I think it's gonna be happening. She's gonna go up to the top. And, sadly, we did get to see that a little bit of the comedy stuff with Humberto and Angel. Hopefully, they don't pair them up together. They might, actually, but hopefully they do not. And even if they do, I think that they're just going to be using them as a stepping stone for Raquel. If she stays with, Angel and Humberto for now, they're only going to be using them to get her over with the fans, to get her personality over, her charisma over. And once she's over, she has her own solo run and she goes to the top in the women's division. So I think it's going to work out for the better. Even with the comedy or not, I think it's eventually going to work her. She's too big of a star for it to not work out. It's going to work out. Corbin more than likely will turn on Mustard. It seems like it, right? I mean, it's not happy Carbon tonight. We're seeing a not too happy Carbon, and we're seeing a very happy Moss. So not happy Carbon, happy Moss. I don't think it's gonna be a very good idea. You know, negatives often attract with positives, but this is not happy with happy. It's not gonna be going well. Clay, good to see you. And yes, picture of Bailey. I'm gonna try to put it up very soon. Bobby says, I would like to see Willow Nightingale accept Deonna Purrazzo. I would love that too. Willow Nightingale, Deonna Purrazzo. Well, such a win-win, for sure. Give me that match. When they split Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan should work with Alexa Bliss and Dakota Kai. I'm actually concerned about Dakota Kai, really concerned. And I'll talk about it in a second because we're back from commercial. Let's take a look at what Baron has to say here, or maybe Happy Carbon has to say here.
This was supposed to be the happiest happy talk ever. We're supposed to be reveling in my victory over Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania right now.
That's right.
Does he go rats?
Yeah, you can look at it right now. Madcap Moss is trying to sympathize with Happy Carbon, but he's not taking it. He places his hand on Happy Carbon's shoulder. Happy Carbon glares at him with anger.
Self-reflecting. This week when I was on my yacht, I looked out over the horizon and I had an honest conversation with
herself.
I
Okay.
looked at
Okay.
what type of man I am, and
I don't know about you guys. I don't care about what Happy Carbon is saying, but look at the facial expressions of Madcap Moss. The way he sits down and he's listening to Happy Carbon so carefully, and the way he sympathizes with him is funny as hell. Look at his facial expressions. Look at the way he's selling Happy Carbon's promo. It's hilarious. This is great. I love it.
Is Madcap Moss.
Wow. Wow.
Never in a million years would I have lost to Drew if you hadn't climbed on the...
Dear Lord, are you kidding me? Wow, this is why friendships just cannot exist in 2022. Look at Happy Carbon turning on Madcap Moss. I mean, this is jealousy. This is a devil's work that is coming into play. It's not Happy Carbon speaking right now. It's the devil of jealousy speaking for himself. He puts all the blame on Madcap Moss right there. He says, it's because of you that I lost that match. And he's obviously jealous and he's angry because Madcap Moss had a great night, winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But what did Happy Carbon win? He won nothing. Nothing. And the fans are behind him. Can you believe it? Happy Carbon is already upset at the fact that he didn't go over Mania, but Madcap Moss did. And now the fans are cheering on Madcap Moss as if he's Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan from 2013. This is crazy. They're only getting on Happy Carbon's nerves right now.
Sorry,
Wow.
Okay, yeah, no, I got one.
Okay.
What do you call me when I'm such a bonehead that I cost you a match?
A bonehead.
Madcap lost.
Wow. And Madcap Moss, the very happy, very positive Madcap Moss, cracks a joke, which is actually a funny joke, but Happy Carbon doesn't buy it.
Okay, no, I got one.
Wow.
I got one. Just came to me. What would you call Adam Pearce if he ran a brothel?
Adam Pearce and ran a brothel. Talk about... Wait a second. They mentioned brothel on WWE television? Yeah, they were going TV 14. You know that for sure. They wouldn't be mentioning that on television otherwise.
You should be ashamed of yourself. I bring you to SmackDown. I give you opportunity
There we go.
to make me laugh.
Yep.
To tell me funny jokes. And lately, all of your jokes, they've been terrible.
Oh my gosh, so this is what the anger is all about. He says, I brought you over to SmackDown so you could make me laugh, so you could tell me some funny jokes to make me happy, but your jokes have been terrible. Wow, this is funny as hell. Wow. Ricky says, make this stop, please. I'm having fun here. I want to see Madcap Moss beat the hell out of Carbon, says Renegade. I love it, guys. I love it. Madcap Moss going full face, says Tony. I think so, too. Poor Carbon. That's right, Renegade. You know what? I disagree with everybody. I only agree with Renegade right here because I am feeling for Carbon. Poor man. I mean, he's hurt.
Who treats his friends like garbage.
Wow.
Who
Wow. Wow.
Guy who dresses like he's going to a funeral for Tommy Bahama.
Tommy Bahama. That is funny. That is funny. Wow. Well, you know what? It was funny. I laughed, but I don't appreciate the fact that he's going after Corbin. I mean, a true friend would sympathize with him. A true friend would say, sorry, Corbin. You know what? Erase my name from the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Trophy and put your name in there. That's what a true friend would do. But Madcap Moss is out here trying to make jokes out of Corbin, trying to make jokes at his expense. That is not a true friend right there. It's good. Good thing that Corbin is trying to end Madcap Moss right there, but Madcap Moss overpowers him. Wow, throws him right into the table, and Corbin goes down. Madcap Moss on fire right now, a full face turn as we see right here. Wow, with those big punches to Happy Corbin. Is nobody gonna come out here and save Corbin? I mean, this guy's clearly assaulting him in the middle of a talk show. How is this even legal? This is not even right. And Happy Corbin with the big knee right into the gut of Madcap Moss. Dear Lord, look at that. I thought he was going to destroy his Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Trophy. Is he going to do it? Is he going to smash his head into the trophy? Do it. Do it. Oh, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And Madcap Moss in turn smashes Corbin's head on the commentary table, just his head bouncing off that table right here. And look at Pat McAfee right there. Look at Pat McAfee having a lot of fun with all of this. This is great. And I'm looking forward to watching Arya Daivari. That's nice. Yeah, tomorrow. NWA USA. Speaking of that, look at that. Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin back in the ring right now. Happy Corbin picks up a balloon, but the balloon obviously does no good for him. No good to him. And wow. A big clothesline from Madcap onto Corbin has been thrown to the ringside. Are you kidding me right now? This is how Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, is paying for his years of friendship or months of friendship to Happy Corbin. Are we watching the end of Happy Corbin here? Is this the last time we're actually seeing Happy Corbin ever on television? I mean, after tonight, we could actually be going back to Not So Happy Corbin, or maybe Sad Corbin, or maybe Heartbroken Corbin. We could be actually seeing the adaptation of a whole new gimmick after tonight. This is oh my gosh, this is terrible. And now he's going after the hat of Happy Corbin, really destroying the whole identity. The last straw of Happy Corbin has been destroyed with those hats, and with that hanger, and with those hats once again. Yeah, Happy Corbin has been put to an end, has been put to rest. And what we're seeing right now actually could be the beginning. Oh my gosh, and these are my guys. Are you kidding me? These are my guys right here, Shanky and Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal was recently on the Wrassingh show. Go back on the channel, check out my interview with Jinder Mahal, and tell me that you don't love this channel. I mean, we can have guests from left, right, front, and center, and it's so good to see Shanky and Jinder Mahal at it right now. Look at that.
I can't even begin to consider putting you in a championship.
And Jinder Mahal told me that he wants to be Grand Slam champion. He wants to... Whoa. Yes, Jinder said he wants to be Grand Slam champion before he retires. He wants all the gold, so he definitely will be going for the championships for sure.
My I quit match.
And Ronda says, I want my I Quit match.
But I'm told we should expect an answer sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Well, Jinder took it. Well, Adam Pearce said no to Jinder and he took it. But Ronda Rousey is not taking it. Adam Pearce says we could be expecting an answer tomorrow, which means on social media, on Twitter tomorrow, we're gonna see WWE tweeting out a graphic saying Charlotte Flair has just accepted the challenge, and we're gonna get an I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash. So, to be continued on Twitter. And Joey says, LOL, that's right, that was a funny segment. I loved it, though. And speaking of funny, there he is. Funny McIntyre making his way to the ring. I feel bad for calling him funny. No hatred against McIntyre. I love this guy. But the way that he's been treated, and, with the sword and now, I mean, it's too stretched out now. He needs to get rid of the sword. He needs to get rid of the outfit, the entrance music, everything. Drew McIntyre, I might be the only one who thinks so right now, but Drew McIntyre needs a whole repackage. He's not getting over with this, no. Even though he's super over with the kids and he's selling merchandise or whatever, but he's never getting over, in my books, with this whole thing right now. I think he's been destroyed. I think he needs a repackage. This whole thing, Drew McIntyre, the Scottish warrior, whatnot, it looks very restricted. It reminds me of Roman Reigns, face turn when he was face and he used to come out with the vest and whatnot. This Drew McIntyre reminds me of that because Roman Reigns was so restricted in that vest. He couldn't really break out of the vest, out of the shell of his character and be himself. I feel the same way for Drew. When he's in this outfit and with this entrance music and with the sword, I feel like there is a shell that he's inside of, which he cannot break out of. So I feel like Drew McIntyre needs to desperately break out of the shell and do something creative, just like Roman Reigns has done something creative lately. Drew McIntyre will get over only with his creativity, not like this, not with the way it's going right now. And Moss has seen the light, says, Tony, I love that. Yeah, I love that segment, it was great. Renegade says, the hell with it, Moss is better person than Corbin, let them fight. That's right, man, Madcap Moss is no better person. I mean, the guy betrayed his best friend. Not right. Not right at all. No one likes Corbin, says Renegade. I don't like him either, but I feel bad for the guy. I mean, poor guy, right? All he wanted was somebody to tell him some jokes and make him laugh, make him smile, and he couldn't even do that. So Madcap Moss, what a horrible joker right there. Jason says, is Baron Corbin turning into the lone wolf? I don't know about that. Is he? I know that he would love to, since he loved everything about the lone wolf, and he loved the entrance music, the Tron, the whole thing. He loved it. So we could be seeing it. I don't know. We could be seeing it. Let's see. What do you think? Is Baron Corbin turning into Lone Wolf? Let me know what you guys think there. And Rhonda is talking to Adam. That's right. She did. I want the Lone Wolf Corbin back, says Renegade. I love that. We might be seeing it. Baron Corbin should go back evil and join Edge's. Oh my gosh, right there. Could it happen? I'm trying to think here. Edge and Damian Priest, but they're on Raw, right? So, sadly, if he wants to join their group, he needs to be on Raw, not SmackDown. But he's on SmackDown, so we might not actually see that happening. But it would have made proper sense to see Corbin pair up with Edge and, this guy right here, Damian Priest, but it's not going to be happening. It's not going to happen. The Lone Wolf is back, says Joey. Everybody wants the Lone Wolf back. There you go. But the name Lone Wolf says it for itself. It's lone. He stands alone. He does it all by himself. So we will not be seeing him pairing up with anybody else. If he's a Lone Wolf, he's going to be his own guy. That's it. And Ricky says, we got a rematch tonight. That is Sasha versus Liv Morgan. That's nice. Looking forward to it. Next up is Drew. Drew McIntyre is going to be having a match against Sami Zayn, who says that he's sick and tired of being treated like a joke. Because after the match against Knoxville and all that jackass crew, he thinks he's being treated like a joke now, and he wants to change that. So we could be seeing a match where Sami Zayn surprises us. Tries to prove a point that he's not a joke. He's a serious competitor. We could be seeing Sami Zayn go over Drew McIntyre right now. I mean, let's see what happens, but this is Sami Zayn's opportunity, his only chance perhaps, to prove himself as a serious competitor. Let's see what happens. The Rock is coming out tonight, says Joey. Joey, that's a very, very bold statement. The Rock is coming out tonight. Anybody else thinks it's going to happen? The Rock coming out to confront Roman Reigns? I mean, we haven't seen the Tribal Chief yet. Also, we know that there has to be a new challenger for the Tribal Chief. We don't know who the challenger is going to be either yet. So, is The Rock coming out? What do you guys think? Joey, that's a very bold statement, but I'd love for it to happen. Ricochet with his son, not on SmackDown tonight. That is crazy. Ricochet, of course, he is the champion. And he's been missing shows after shows after shows. He missed WrestleMania out of all shows, so that's crazy, Dale. It's insane. But I'm not even surprised. That's how they treat the IC champion, with not having her on the show. Come on, what WWE has put Ronda Rousey, she's going to... Yes, it's going to happen. I think Twitter is where they're going to announce it. They're going to announce it that Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair is going to be happening, but they'll announce it on Twitter. Because social media has become such a, platform for the WWE and for all the corporations out there for their lazy booking. I mean, they can book a lot of stuff on social media without giving it any TV time, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't appreciate that, but that is the world that we live in right now. A lot of stuff is done on social media. I think we could see someone accept Deonna Purrazzo's Champion Challenge at Impact Wrestling tapings after Rebellion on April 24th, says Bobby. Now, that is Bobby. Wait a second. WWE surpassed 1 billion video views across all social media platforms during WrestleMania week, says WWE. I would agree with that. WrestleMania is a big week. We know that. So congratulations to the company for that. And Bobby, that's a very good point. We could be seeing somebody accepting Deonna Purrazzo's challenge, but the question is Deonna Purrazzo still gonna be champ after Rebellion? Because Rebellion, she's gonna face a big challenge in the form of Taya. So is she still gonna be champ, and is she still gonna have her challenges after Rebellion? We'll have to see. Renegade says the sword is cool, but his opponents are a joke. Corbin swing first. That's right. That's right, Renegade. You're right. You make sense right there. But again, I feel like the sword is cool and everything is cool, and I appreciate his gimmick. But still, I feel like there's a shell that he needs to break out of. He feels restricted. The way he acts, the way he moves, the way he walks or talks in the ring, I think it's very restricted. Drew McIntyre, I think if there's a shell, he needs to break out of it. Speaking of shells, guys, look at the ringside. Look at the barricade surrounding the ring. Now we have LED screens on the damn barricade. I mean, that is crazy. And then just speaks overproduction. WWE is just like me. I love to overproduce, and I really like to pay attention to detail and make sure every little thing is right. And that's what the company likes to do as well. They want to go out there with the production. They want to make it the best production ever. And that is why we have the LED screens literally in the barricade now, which also means that those barricades are never getting broken. They're never being broken again. So it's sad, right? But it is what it is. I'll get used to the new name, Raquel Rodriguez. She's now Big Mommy Hot. That's right, Tony. Of course, she now has a new name, but she is Big Mommy Hot, and she's gonna be over for sure. And as Ricky said earlier, we could be seeing her involved with the likes of Angel Garza and Roberto Carrillo, since they basically hinted it during the backstage interview. We could be seeing her involved with, some of the funny comical segments, and I know it's not going to make a lot of us happy, but it's only the work in progress. With these funny segments, they're going to show her personality, her charisma to the fans, and slowly get her over with everybody. So I think that's going to be happening. And look at that. Sami Zayn was trying to buy himself some time, but Drew McIntyre has had enough. He gets down to the ringside, grabs Sami Zayn. Look at that, head first, face first into the barricade as we speak. Sami Zayn is crawling, trying to get up with the help of the apron. And Drew McIntyre rolls him back into the ring. I think that's going to turn the tables around. I think it has to. And there you go. Tables have turned around with a big boot right into Drew McIntyre's head. Sami Zayn going down with the elbow. But Drew McIntyre catches him off guard with a belly-to-belly. Not the best belly-to-belly ever, but a belly-to-belly from Drew to Sami. And there you go. The second belly-to-belly was a lot better than the first one. Sweet stuff. And Ricky, all right, I'll be waiting here for you, brother. Renegade says there was a total of 57,000 to 60,000 WrestleMania this year, not 70,000 plus. And that's what they said. They said 70,000 plus. I think 72,000 for night one of WrestleMania. And I believe 74,500 or 300 at night 2 of WrestleMania. So we know that WWE loves to do this for WrestleManias. They love to overestimate their crowd size. They do it every single year. Where now it has turned into nothing but a joke. I mean, I make a joke out of it. I laugh about it. Whenever they announce their audience, I just laugh because we know that they overestimate it every single time. They lie every single time, which is all right. They like to feed into their own ego. It's okay. They like to kayfabe the size of their audience. That's alright. True says, how bad has SmackDown sucked tonight? True. It's been average. Not the best. It's been average. But we saw Gunther, and I popped hard for Gunther. I love Gunther. We saw him on SmackDown. That was good. And we saw Raquel making her debut as well. We know she's a part of SmackDown now. We saw her in a backstage SmackDown, so that was pretty cool as well. Now, Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin are no longer together either, so that also was a good part of SmackDown, something crucial and important part of SmackDown. We know that Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey are going to be wrestling in an I Quit match. That also happened on SmackDown tonight. Apart from that, the matches have been just alright, not the best matches. The segments have been more important than the matches tonight, that's for sure. Tonight's SmackDown is about the segments, about the debuts, not about the actual, matches. And you know what? This actually brings me to the point. I think it was Andy or Bobby who said that somebody's going to be undergoing a name change. Or was it Dale? Somebody said that tonight on SmackDown, someone will undergo a name change, and we saw it right there. Raquel has been renamed to Raquel Rodriguez. So there you go, a name change right there. And speaking of name change, look at Sami Zayn and the change of his heart. I mean, this guy came out here and he said he was going to be coming out to put on a fight, to really change everybody's perspective on himself, to really show himself off as a serious competitor. But when he gets a serious challenge in the form of Drew McIntyre, he takes the easy way out and he gets out of there. Look at that. Wow. And when he was climbing up the staircase, I was expecting Jon Moxley or Dean Ambrose to come out and throw him again into the ring. But of course, we're not living in La La Land. We're not living in Fantasy Land, which is why it didn't happen. And Drew McIntyre, just like that, picks up the win. And Sami Zayn, via countout, is out of this one. Look at that. Look at that. And Renegade says it's the wrestlers that he faces. That's the shell. Renegade, I agree. Look at this one right here, right? Poor guy. A match against Sami, like come on, and this is how it ends up. Not cool. Not cool at all. Deanna Perez is 6-0 during her Champ Time Challenge, and she will be 7-0 on April 14th at Impact Wrestling for sure. She's going to be 7-0 for sure, Bobby, I agree. And SmackDown has been decent, Renegade, I agree. It's been decent. It's not about the matches, it's about the segments and the debuts tonight. That's about it. And look at that. We're going to get another bunch of highlights when we come back from the commercial. We've gotten a lot of highlights already, but I guess that's okay because we signed up for it. We signed up for SmackDown after Mania, so the highlights and everything, we asked for it, so that's okay. And True says, sometimes WWE does way too much. Keeping things simple at times can be a plus. Oh, I agree. And I think, when we talk about the AR and the kind of the effects that they have for the entrances is a way too bit too much at times, right? They can keep it simple and they can keep it nice. Would be fine. Would be okay with everybody. So I agree right there with you, True. Absolutely. And speaking of that, we are back to commercials. So many commercials tonight. Look at that. So many commercials. But it's fun. It's been a fun show, nevertheless. It's been a good show, and we are having a good time. We're just getting started. If anybody here is watching us for the first time ever, welcome to Wrasslinews. We've got exclusive interviews coming every single weekend, every single Sunday. And this Sunday, we're going to be joined by Impact Wrestling's Bhupinder Gujjar. He's going to be appearing on the show, appearing on the channel for an exclusive interview. And he's going to be dropping some big news right there. So, Bhupinder Gujjar interview is happening this weekend. Next weekend, we're going to be having Amber Noah. And we're going to have some big stars coming up here and there. Apart from that, we have nightly watch-alongs. We have daily news coverage, round the clock, and more. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and be a part of the family, as we've got a lot of content coming your way every single day, or maybe multiple times a day right here on this channel. Maybe we will see Tommaso Ciampa versus Roman Reigns. Bobby, I would love that. But once again, I have a problem with Tommaso Ciampa. He should not be booked, I would say, how do I explain it? I mean, if they want to book Tommaso Ciampa with Roman Reigns, they should book it with all the spices in the world, using all the salt and the pepper and everything that they can get to book it properly. Make it all about the bells and the whistles. Really make it a big deal. Not just a match that they hand us over for the pop. They should really make it interesting and compelling, because Tommaso Ciampa can be a big star, and he already is a big star, was a big star in NXT, but on the main roster, because of the size and the height, he might be undervalued by a lot of people. So to retain the value and to make him look like a big deal, they hopefully will be using their production and will be using their creativity to book him as a monstrous face. I hope so, but we'll find out. WWE had to change Raquel's last name due to Raquel's real last name is Gonzalez. And it's a funny story, the Renegade. Thank you for that information, by the way. Really appreciate it. I was speaking with Shad, right? You know that I interviewed Shad before his unfortunate passing, and I was speaking with him, and he said that WWE actually sent him a cease and desist notice, him and JTG, both of them, where they did not want them to be using the name Shad Gaspard and JTG on the independent circuit. And Shad said, alright guys, hear me out. Shad Gaspard is literally my real name. So WWE did not even realize that he was using his real name in the company for all these years. They had no idea. And when they tried to send him a cease and desist, look what happened. That was literally his real name. So yeah, interesting for sure. Now they're being a bit more careful with that kind of stuff, obviously. And Bobby says maybe we will see Tommaso Ciampa versus Roman Reigns. Could it happen? Let's see if it happens. You make the show, AJ, Andy. No, it's not me. It's us. Everybody here makes the show. You guys are the best. But thank you so much. You're very sweet. Thank you, brother. And Run DMG says, did you like Veer's debut? I thought Veer is I think Veer is good. I think he's gonna be on fire. Could be the next big star of the company for sure. I think bigger things are coming for him. And I feel like fans have to be a little patient with Veer Mahan. And the company too should be patient with Veer, because right off the bat, when we see him, it looks like this is a crazy Indian guy and he's just here to wreak havoc. But I feel like Veer is more than that. He has more of a personality, he has more of a character, and he needs to relay that story to the fans, to explain to us, how did he become this crazy maniac? Why is he this way? What is with the face paint, with the hairstyle, with the outfit, all of that? Because right now there's a lot of question marks when it comes to Veer. So hopefully they're able to get those answers into the fans before, really pushing him to the main event scene. So it really needs to be patient. Both of them have to be patient. The WWE has to be patient, the fans have to be patient, and Veer Mahan needs to do his magic at relaying his character to the fans, obviously. But Run DMG, let me know, what do you think about Veer Mahan's debut? Did you like it? Let me know what you feel about it. Andy says, what time does GCW go live tomorrow? Actually, let me look it up right now. GCW is going to be happening tomorrow. Let me look up the exact time. 1 second. So, let's see. I bought a beautiful, nice screen, like a curved screen. And little did I know that it would actually not work out with my sunglasses. So I'll either have to get rid of my sunglasses now or my screen, which is interesting. Well, let's see. GCW tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be a good show. We have to watch it. But what time does it go live? Let's see. Alright, GCW Paranoid. Actually, it goes live quite late. Yeah, it goes live quite late tomorrow. Wow. 1 second. So, GCW Paranoid actually goes live at 11 p.m. Eastern. Interesting. Usually the shows we watch go live at 8 p.m., right? But this one, GCW, is going to go live at 11 p.m. Eastern. Very interesting. It's much later than usual. This is a time when shows begin to wrap up. But tomorrow, GCW will go live at 11 p.m. So very, very interesting. Mr. McMahon versus Roman Reigns. That's right, Kenneth. I see that. And right now we're getting highlights once again from the match between, Austin Theory and, of course, Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is good, though. I mean, he's in the ring, he's good. And I've seen a lot of people say that he should stop doing commentary. Instead, he should be wrestling because he's good. But I think he should stick to commentary. He's even better right there. And he can wrestle once in a while as well, which is always a good idea. So why not? It's good. There we go. And what else do we have here? Let's see. And that's right. Andy is a champion. Is our champion, Andy Renegade. Thank you for acknowledging Andy and letting everybody know that the champ is here. Andy, the champ is here. And Andy, I still haven't received your message on Instagram. Message me on Instagram, but let me know. Send me a message so I can arrange the shipping and everything, and I can get the order your way. Also, Renegade, also check your Instagram as well. I sent you a message as well regarding the order, the gift that all of you won, the prize that all of you earned at WrestleMania with your predictions. So I need to get the prizes out there. So check your messages on Instagram, and Andy, message me on Instagram so we can get this whole thing scheduled and get your shipping address and the sizes in, and I can send the merch out to all of you. So thank you for that. And let's see what else do we have here. True says, so they changed Raquel Gonzalez to Rodriguez so they could trademark it. WWE owns the name Rodriguez or something. No, I think when they have Raquel Rodriguez together, they're gonna trademark it, and they're gonna be owning the whole name together. I think so. That's what's gonna happen. That's right, Andy. 11 p.m. tomorrow is GCW Paranoid. A lot later than usual. I know it's a Saturday night. A lot of people would want to go to bed early or would want to party hard and stay up late. So it's gonna be interesting. But it's gonna be a late night tomorrow for sure. What else do we have here? James is here. James, good to see you. And he says, what is under the mat in the ring? And what is holding the center of the ring up? Good question. What is anybody here wants to let us know what is under the mat in the ring and what is holding the ring up? I know what is there, but I can't. Oh wow! Well, look who's here! Look who's here! Oh wow! Lacey Evans is back. She's back.
Because my And my mom got caught in the middle of it, trying to be the best mom that she could be. But then the physical abuse, then the emotional abuse, the mental abuse, it got too much for not only my mom to take, but for her to watch. And before I could even start elementary school, I was taken away from everything that I knew. My mother loaded all of our stuff up in
What is going on here with this?
thing that we own, threw them in a car.
What is going on here with this segment? Wait a second.
School, and we left without my dad knowing. After which, we jumped around from state to state.
What is going on here? I'm confused.
Campgrounds pretty much for the rest of my entire life. However, moving around as much as I had to do, it made me learn that either I could adapt and overcome, I could accept the way that things were and learn to roll with it, or completely give up. And I refuse to give up. You see, I may not have the same straight shot to stardom that these other female superstars have been blessed with. But that's alright, because that's what makes me different from all the rest.
Wow.
Because of what I've had to go through my entire life has made me the woman that I am today.
We can respect that. Yeah, we can respect that. Look at that.
Confident,
That's nice.
caring mother, wife, sister,
Wow.
daughter, United States Marine,
That's right.
and WWE superstar.
That's right.
Now that doesn't make me any better than any of these
This
other
is so
superstars.
sweet, actually. When this started off, I was like, what is going on here? But wow.
And the story of Lacey Evans continues next week.
So we're gonna be getting these segments here and there every single week. We saw the story of Lacey Evans tonight, and we're gonna be seeing the story of Lacey Evans next week as well. Now, I appreciate what just happened, and I think that was a real story. We have always seen a very tough lady in Lacey Evans, but it looks like we're now going to be seeing a whole new version of Lacey. The one that we saw earlier was an old-fashioned, good old, woman, just lady that's all about the women's rights, all about the, the women power and all that stuff. But this one that we're seeing now is all about the, I don't know, it's just different Lacey Evans. It's a whole new repackage. It's a more modern version of Lacey Evans, I guess. Interesting. And I see Dale here says that I can relate with Lacey Evans' story right there. That's sweet. Dale, you're a very strong man. I appreciate that. And Tony, that's right. It is boss time indeed. And look at all those pyros for Sasha Banks and Naomi right here. That is sweet. And a very sad story indeed, but the way they're going to be playing it out throughout a few weeks now, which is interesting. Interesting for sure. And sounds like they are repackaging Lacey. Indeed, Andy, the Lacey that we saw first was like a, good old 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 70s housewife. This Lacey Evans, it looks like a veteran. She looks like a lady who's a vet, who's a strong lady, who's been through lots of hardships in her life, and she's risen to the top. It looks like they are repackaging Lacey indeed. It's no longer going to be the flirtatious Lacey that we saw towards the end of her run. It is going to be more serious Lacey, it seems like. G.I. Lacey, a true American hero. I love that. G.I. Lacey. There you go. I like that, for sure. That's nice. True says, a thin mat, plywood, speaker, weapons, among the other things that are part of the ring. Thank you for that, True. Thank you for that. I think they're going to finally introduce her as a former military woman. Andy, I agree. I totally agree. That is exactly what it seems like they're doing, right? I mean, she really talked about how she went through a lot of hardships, then joined the military and as a vet now and all that kind of stuff. And also the outfit that she was wearing, she wasn't wearing a dress like she usually does on television. She was wearing a whole different kind of outfit, a more tougher side of her we got to see in that backstage segment right there. So I guess that's exactly what's going to be happening. They're going to repackage her, and they're going to repackage her as a veteran, for sure. And Lacey throwing it out all there. That's right. I like the camo on Lacey Evans as Renegade. USMC Lacey Evans, a former USMC. That's right. 100%. So is Core. That's right. I mean, wow. When I first saw it, I was like, this is how she's returning. But when I listened to it, I really, wow, this was good. It was really good. Nice. So we're going to be getting a repackaged Lacey Evans. Let's see how it all turns out, though. We'll find out. Liz says, so it's Cody on SmackDown. He's a part of Raw. He's going to be a member of the Raw roster for the time being, and he's going to be the brand's top babyface, is what we've been hearing lately. He was supposed to be on SmackDown tonight, but he was ultimately pulled from the show, so he's not going to be here tonight. He's not going to be here at all. No. Bobby says, I would like to see Lacey Evans versus Aaliyah. That would be interesting. By the way, where is Aaliyah? We haven't seen Aaliyah in a while. It's been a while for sure, right? So we haven't seen her. I hope she's doing okay. She's doing well, because it's been a minute since we've seen her. Michael Vaddy says Mike is under the ring, so it makes it louder. That's right. Another good one right there. Mike is also under the ring. If you go to the live shows, and on TV it's a different deal, but if you go to the live show, especially go to the house shows, and when it gets quiet, all you can hear is the thuds and the toms and the stomps because of the mic under the ring. That's right. Andy says Lacey Evans was a war veteran, indeed, a very tough lady. So deserves all the success that she gets in the world, and I hope the best for her. This repackaged Lacey Evans could work. I don't think that the old Lacey Evans wasn't working either. I think that was working fine as well. Yes, the whole thing with Ric Flair was very, very weird, so that is changing for sure. That's good. But even the older version of Lacey Evans, I think, was doing well. But a repackaged Lacey could do wonders. For sure. I think we could see repackaged Lacey Evans as a more serious competitor once she goes head-to-head, toe-to-toe against the likes of Raquel, against Charlotte Flair, against Becky Lynch. We're going to take her more seriously than we took her, I guess. So, makes sense. Bro, I would like to see you versus Roman, me versus Roman, Mustafa. Sure, let's make it happen, brother. Let's make it happen. Wow, you want me to stop doing these watch-alongs, don't you? If I face Roman, I'm never going to be able to do these watch-alongs. If WWE were ever to have a mixed tag team challenge, I would love to see Lacey team up with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Actually, that is a very good one right there, Tony, for sure. Very good one. We'll love that. And now we're seeing a little bit of the video for Veer Mahan. Oh, sweet, sweet. Veer Mahan looks like a total monster. That video that we saw for Raw, next week's Raw, I mean, Veer Mahan looks like a total monster, total animal. Tom and Sarah DeLay both trained Lacey Evans, and that shows, right? Trained by some of the all-time greats, and that is why she's so good herself. Lacey Evans' last gimmick, the sassy Southern Belle, was cringe. This should be a better gimmick for her, says True. Yes, it was definitely cringe, but you know what? I always said it to everybody, that the only person who could really make that gimmick work was Lacey Evans herself. So she did make it work. She made the best out of that gimmick, but this one should be good. Let's see. Let's see how it turns out. And Bobby says that's not going to work. I prefer Lacey versus Natalya. Oh, I see. Lacey versus Natalya. There we go. Okay. Renegade says a veteran. Evans was in the Marines for 5 years. She enlisted when she was 19 and graduated from Fort William Woods at the top of her class. That's big. At only the age of 19, she enlisted for military. That's huge. That's big. What a fighter she is. Great stuff. And now we're seeing Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan coming over from Raw to SmackDown. It's been said that we're going to be seeing some crossovers between Raw and SmackDown moving forward, at least for a few more weeks. We saw a few Raw stars appearing on SmackDown, and that is why Liv Morgan is here as part of the trade deal here on SmackDown from Raw.
Tonight, the momentum from that victory could help Rhea and I win those tag team titles.
Is Rhea here with you tonight?
No, Rhea's not here tonight, but she will be with me on Monday, and hopefully you'll see brand new women's tag team champions.
So it means we could be seeing Sasha Banks and Naomi on Monday Night Raw. From SmackDown to Monday, they're going to be there. And right now we have Liv Morgan and Sasha Banks taking place right here. Liv Morgan, though, so good. And she has struggled a lot to get to the point where she is. When I spoke with Authors of Pain not too long ago, when I asked him about Liv Morgan, since both of them were in the same class as Liv Morgan, the Performance Central class, they had great things to say about Liv. They said that Liv Morgan has struggled a lot, she's strained a lot, she's struggled to get to the point where she is, and she's a fighter. So I've heard great things. I've heard only good things about Liv Morgan from the fans and from the stars alike. So it's good to see her finally getting that shine, finally getting that main roster, spot, main event kind of spot. It's good to see that. And it's good to see her get rid of that blue or the pink or the green tongue as well, and being a more serious competitor right here. Good stuff. She spent her time as a military police officer and a member of the special reaction team at her base. Beautiful, Renegade. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Lacey Evans, definitely a true warrior right there. Sweet. Very nice. Look at that. A big chop to the chest from Sasha Banks onto Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is down and she's in pain. That was a big chop. Sasha Banks gets her up. And is she going to be able to pull it off? She does. Liv Morgan is on the receiving side of all the offense right now. Sasha Banks with a big run-up, going for the clothesline. Liv Morgan reverses it, and with a backbreaker. Wow. Sasha goes face first into the turnbuckle as we speak right now. Liv Morgan goes, jumping from the middle rope with a drop kick to Sasha. Sasha right now is on the receiving end of all the offense, and with that being said, the tables have turned around. Look at that. And Jason says, AJ, I think Rhea Ripley is going to join Edge's new faction. That will be awesome. Just like Renegade says right there, it will be incredible. Let's not make that faction only about the men. Let's open it up to women as well. And Rhea Ripley on that faction would be money. Hell, have Rhea Ripley and have Liv Morgan, both of them on there. It would be fire. It would be amazing. I love that for sure. I'm afraid of Liv already, says Tony. There we go. There you go. Liv still has a jobber theme. Hopefully that changes because, you know, she is changed. This is a whole new Liv Morgan that we're seeing right now. So she needs a bit of a repackage in that department too. The production team needs to come up with something better. Rhea Ripley will be joining Edge's group, says Andy. Wow, some proclamation right there. I would love that for sure. AJ, you should interview Ivy Lee's for sure. I'd love that, Bobby. I'll try reaching out. You know, I wasn't reaching out to a lot of people after WrestleMania or during the WrestleMania week because we already had so many interviews in place. But now that the schedule is opening up more, I'm going to be reaching out to people for interviews in the near future, for sure. And that name, I'm definitely going to take it into consideration and try making it happen, brother. And Drew says Rhea is going to turn Liv. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully she does not, but we'll see. Find out. Andy says, since Vince won't let Liv Morgan get success, she should ask for a release so she can get her realtor license. I don't know. I think that Vince McMahon is finally gonna be high on Liv Morgan because look at her. I mean, she's a star. And you see her and you know she's a star. So hopefully Vince changes her mind if he hasn't changed it already. And it really shoots her to the moon because she deserves to be there. And the fans are behind her. Everybody's behind her. Liv Morgan should be there already. So hopefully Vince McMahon changes his stance and treats Liv Morgan with the treatment that she deserves. By the way, guys, we are watching, I believe, the main event. Because the last segment of the night should be about Roman Reigns, right? Roman Reigns and the new challenger. So this has to be the main event, the last match of the night. And then we'll cut to Roman Reigns coming out and celebrating with us his big victory over Brock Lesnar. We'll see how all of that goes down. But it's been a fun night. As we said earlier, it's not been a night of matches. It's been a night of segments and of returns. That's what I feel. But let me know, how do you feel about SmackDown so far? AJ, I do have some questions from me, Valentine and Velvet Sky. Bobby, I promise you, if I get May Valentine on here, I'm going to be making it a live interview. Because you guys like May so much, we're going to make it live. So you can talk to her and you can ask her the questions yourself. So if May Valentine is appearing on the show, I will 100% make it a live interview on YouTube. So you guys can interview her as I interview her. So we'll make it live for sure. And Clay says, I acknowledge you, Clay, absolutely. And can I acknowledge Bailey? I would love to interview her, 100%. Would interview her at a heartbeat if I get the opportunity. And the picture, definitely I'll get it ready as well. Thank you for that. And with that being said, we are back from commercial. That was not a long commercial, that's nice. And Sasha Banks goes for a big suplex onto Liv Morgan. Morgan's down. Sasha going up to the top turnbuckle looking for a high-risk maneuver. Is it gonna pay off? Or is Liv Morgan gonna roll away from the... Oh, she does not. And it pays off, sorta. Because Sasha Banks with a big frog splash onto Liv Morgan. And speaking of frog splashes, by the way, Sasha Banks in a recent interview went crazy. And she said that she would love to perform her frog splash. And she would love to actually wrestle a match on Mars. She says that Elon Musk wants to do it. And she wants to be the first wrestler to actually wrestle a match on Mars. That's right. She said it. She said she's done it on Earth. She's been to one of the best places on Earth and she's done it all on this planet. So if she really wants to make a mark and do something big, she would like to have an actual wrestling match on the planet Mars. She said it. And I'm not even joking about it. She did say it. Yeah. Remember when Lady Gaga was supposed to do a concert in space? That never happened. If Vince McMahon releases Liv, I see Liv going to AEW, says Renegade, and I would hate that. Like, for real, AEW has a lot of good stars, but look at the way that they're treating a lot of them, right? They cannot push everybody to the moon. They cannot give everybody the spotlight. Look at Ruby Soho. You don't have to look too far away. Look at Ruby Soho. So I think AEW has a good amount of roster right now, a good, decent-sized roster. They should do with what they have right now, and Liv Morgan should stay and should get better opportunities in the company. For sure, because AEW has a lot on their talent card, on the roster. Look at Toni Storm, just made her debut as well. So they have a lot of booking to do and a lot of wrestlers, to put the spotlight on. Lots of work going on right now in AEW. Andy says that will be awesome. Live interview with May Valentine and Velvet Sky for sure. Make it live, 100% make it live. Bobby says Red Titus is awesome. They have a great match against Darius Lockhart. Red is definitely awesome, and so is Darius. Both of them just incredible names in the business. Agent, did you read Alexa Bliss has problems with Julia Hart using her Twisted Bliss most recent? There we go. Okay, that's interesting. Actually, when I saw that move being pulled off from Julia Hart, I did think of Alexa Bliss too, so I understand why she has a problem with that. I hope that they can, come up with a solution, or maybe Julia Hart can stop using it. But Alexa Bliss, could be coming up sooner than later to the WWE television. She's getting married, wow, look at that. Right now, Sasha Banks is still in control. Liv Morgan trying to turn it around, goes with a big knee to the face in the corner. Vintage CM Punk being pulled off from Liv Morgan right there. She climbs the middle rope once again, and Sasha Banks climbs the middle rope right with her, is going for the superplex. Is she going to be able to do it? She's looking to superplex Liv Morgan from the top turnbuckle. Is it going to connect? And she does. She superplexes her off the top turnbuckle. Liv Morgan, are you kidding me right now? She wraps her legs around the legs of Sasha Banks with both shoulders down. Liv Morgan somehow, someway, no-sells that superplex and just covers Sasha Banks. That is crazy. What a move from Liv Morgan, and she gets the win right there. And Natalya is not looking too happy as she stands right there backstage with Shayna Baszler. Look at that. Renegade says, I don't see Banks and Naomi holding those titles for a long time. Yeah, it has to go over to Rhea and Liv. I think so too. Tony says, what a major upset. There's right. Big one right there. Morgan wins. Renegade, indeed, I can see Liv working on Japan. Oh, I would love that. I'd love that for sure. Wait a second. Another highlight. Why are we getting a highlight from this match right here? Also, I must say that this was heartbreaking to watch. Rick Boogs getting, injured just in the first match of WrestleMania was heartbreaking. So I hope he's doing well now, because that was horrible. Liv Morgan. Rick Boogs did undergo a very successful surgery and is on the road to recovery right now. So hopefully we see him back sooner than later. But he's going to be back, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come back stronger. Which means this guy right here, Shinsuke Nakamura, is his own man now. He's got nobody else to fall back to. He's got nobody else who's going to be rooting for him. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura will have to do everything by himself to put himself over now. And look at that. All the fingers go up. Renegade, also fingers go up right there. I love that, because Tribal Chief is in the house. And everybody stands up. And everybody goes quiet with their fingers right up in respect. Because the Tribal Chief, there you go, Gary. We acknowledge him. This guy has been unstoppable. The king, the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. The WWE and Universal Champion. The Unified Champion. Look at that. Love that. Love that. This is the new era of the WWE. This is the era of the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, and we'll see how this all goes down, because tonight we could be seeing a new challenger for Roman. Is it gonna be Gunther? Is it gonna be somebody else? Or are we not gonna get a new challenger at all? We'll see how it all goes down. Look at that. Roman Reigns is loving it. He's on top of the world, and this means that we're in for another year of dominance, another year of Roman Reigns for sure. He's gonna be champion forever. He's gonna be champion at least until WrestleMania 39, where he faces Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's gonna happen. Bobby says Billy Corgan last year on NWA Power, he gave Red Titus an opportunity to wrestle for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. There you go. Red Titus versus Homicide will be a great match. One day, I agree. Oh, yeah. Red Titus versus Homicide. Are you kidding me? Will be a fantastic match, Bobby. 100%. There you go. Renegade says Roman's shoulders looks like it's better. Roman barely was able to hold the title. That's right. I did speak with, I said it earlier, I did speak with a medical professional, and I showed them the pictures of Roman Reigns from WrestleMania, and they were like, it does look bad, but it's going to be fine. It's nothing too serious. He's going to be just okay. And it looks like he's just fine. He looks happy. He's smiling right here. He's carrying both the titles up with no problem, so he's definitely okay. And Renegade, that's right, Monday Night Raw, he did look like he was having some struggles, but he looks just fine here. Look at that. And we're getting highlights from their match at WrestleMania once again. They love showing us those highlights, don't they? They just love it. And he says Roman will be champion until possibly at Mania. Yep, I think so too. He has to be champion. I mean, there's no way. Why would he lose the championship? It would make no sense for him to lose those. So he's got to be champion for sure. And Roman Reigns in the ring, looking at both the titles, he looks happy with the smirk on his face. The Usos look happy as well. There we go. And you see it right there, guys. He lifts up both the titles with no problem. No problem. He's got a big Colgate smile on his face. This guy is on top of his game once again. Roman Reigns cannot be stopped and will not be stopped. And speaking of being stopped, we have about 14 minutes before SmackDown goes off the air, which means a 40 minutes long promo? Probably not. I guess we'll have to see some kind of an interference, some kind of a challenge being laid out right here during the segment. Hopefully it happens. We'll see. But I would like to ask all of you, who do you think is going to challenge Roman Reigns next? Who is going to be going after his unified championship now? Let me know who do you think is going to be, who is going to be coming out here and confronting him and asking for for a shot at the title. Let me know. And Andy says Roman will be champion until Mania. I think so too. Gary says, I'm thinking Cody Rhodes is showing up. Now, Cody Rhodes was supposed to show up, but then they said he's not showing up. I don't know if they changed plans and have him come back again, but would be interesting. But again, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash. Even though it sounds picture perfect, and even though it sounds like a match that everybody would love, I think it should not happen now. And the reason why I think should not be happening now is because if Cody versus Roman happens now, we know that Cody's gonna lose, because there's no way that Roman Reigns is putting a full stop to his momentum at the expense of Cody Rhodes. It's not happening now. It's definitely not happening to anybody else. It's not going to happen. Roman Reigns will win the match. And for Cody Rhodes to come into the company so red hot and with all the momentum in the world, for him to also lose a match is going to put an end to his momentum. It's going to slow his momentum down, which also should not be happening. So Cody versus Roman should happen, but should not be happening now. It should be happening probably SummerSlam or Survivor Series, where even if Cody loses, it's okay because it's a big pay-per-view. And, just getting that big spotlight would be enough for him. But for Roman, to go over Cody now is going to damage his momentum. So it should not be happening now. Later on, 100%. But now, I don't think Cody should be putting an end to his momentum right here against Roman Reigns. I don't think so. But let me know what you guys think. Bobby says, Marsh Rocket is wrestling tomorrow on NWA USA. There you go, Bobby. Love that. I do believe Roman will lose one of his belts, but not sure which one. Well, even if he loses, he has to lose, right? Because both SmackDown and Raw, both of them want their own champion, especially Fox, right? Fox wants their own champion, which is not a champion on Raw as well. So they want their own champion. So they have to split the belts up ultimately. But are they going to do it at the very next pay-per-view? We'll have to see. Renegade says, I'd like to see Drew McIntyre. Again, I don't think it's going to be Drew McIntyre because we already seen him in a match against Sami Zayn, and we all know how that match turned out. So I don't know if it's going to be Drew or it's going to be somebody else, but I'd like to see Drew as well. I would like to see him once again get those opportunity that he used to get when we were in the Thunderdome era. I would love to see that. But is it going to be Drew? We'll see. We'll find out. And look at that. It's not going to be Drew for sure, because right now we're back from commercial, and Drew McIntyre is scheduled to be fighting Sami Zayn once again next week on SmackDown. So with these kind of feuds and matches, Drew is definitely not going to the main event scene for sure. No way. And Jinder Mahal is getting his Intercontinental Championship a shot next week, which is fantastic because when we were talking, he said that he wants to be Intercontinental Champion because he wants to be Grand Slam Champion. So I would like that. That's nice. And there you go. Everybody's fingers go up once again. I love that. Let's see. I agree we're going to get a couple months more. Yes, Dale, Cody versus Roman at SummerSlam would make sense for sure. I agree, true, 100%, brother. Too soon. And Roman has something to get off his chest, it seems. He looks serious. Grabs the microphone. What does he have to say? Again, the Usos have the easiest jobs in the world. All they have to do is stand behind Roman Reigns, and just that's it, and look good. That's about it. Just stand there, flaunt their titles, and that's it. Oh yeah, we acknowledge him. We do. We do. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't acknowledge Roman Reigns at this point? Everybody has to do it. I would like to see Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley. Bobby, I would love that too for sure. But right now he's busy with Omos and whatnot, so you know. That's right, true. 100%.
So I want to let y'all in. I want to share something private that me and my wise man discussed rather frequently. It pains me to say this, but SmackDown in the Universal Championship, it wasn't enough.
There we go. And Tony says that Roman is going to have a nightmare soon. I love that, Tony. I love that. I think so too. Soon. And Roman says that SmackDown and the blue title, the Universal title, wasn't enough. He wanted more, and that's why he went ahead and captured the Raw title as well, the WWE title.
What's the next step for the tribal chief?
The next step.
I don't really think I can do much more.
There we go. Is The Rock coming out here? Because he says, I've hit the ceiling. I've gone to the top. I've done everything there is to be done here in the company. So Roman Reigns is right there. I've done everything. I don't think I can do much more.
You see, this week there's so many videos.
Is The Rock coming out? What is happening here?
Of the bloodline, and I couldn't help but to keep seeing one thing. I saw my 2 titles.
That's right. It's Roman 2 titles.
The thing that I really saw was my cousins only have 2 titles.
Oh, alright. The tag team unification coming as well?
I'm just one man with 2 titles.
That's it. That's it, Renegade. It's happening.
2 titles.
I like that.
And that's not enough. You see, Jay.
Let's do it.
What did I tell you a long time ago? I said we was going to elevate you.
I love this. Alright, let's do it.
I told you
Let's do it.
lift you up. We was going to show you greatness.
Jason, I love that. If they are unifying all the titles, let's do it. I think opening up both the brands for all the stars, I'm in for it. Yeah, we've done this before. We've gone down this road before where it's unified, then it splits up again. It's unified, it splits up again. We've gone down this road before. But I think it makes sense for it to happen one more time, and that is for the Bloodline to show their dominance across all the brands, to show that they are the best, they are the faction right now. It's gonna open up a lot more opportunities. It's gonna open up, for Edge's new faction to have members from SmackDown on their group and from Raw as well, so it opens up a lot more opportunities. Let's unify the titles, let's merge the brands, let's make it happen, for sure. I love it. That's right, Jason, he's doing it. He's doing it. And Tony cannot believe it. He says, it's not happening. Usos are never going after your RK Bros titles. And Shinsuke Nakamura comes out. What is he even doing out here? But I'm glad that he's coming out and, he's doing something himself, because so far, for so many days, for such a long time, he was depending on Rick Boogs to put him over. That's it. Rick Boogs used to come out here, used to put on a performance, a show, and Shinsuke Nakamura, he was comfortable right there along with Boogs. And now he is his own man. He has to do things himself, and I like that. Let's see what Shinsuke Nakamura has to say here. But if you're telling me that he's going after the world title, if he's going after the Unified Championships, I cannot take Shinsuke Nakamura seriously after all. I cannot. Yeah, that's right, true. I can't. Gary, I never thought of that, and I cannot take him seriously. I mean, if he really wants us to take him seriously, he has to prove it. So far, he's been disappointing and nothing but disappointing. So he has to have a change in attitude. His gimmick, his outfit, everything has to change. And the fans are singing along once again. Good old days, yeah? Good old days. That's right. Roman Reigns doesn't even let him speak. That's good.
You don't have to say nothing.
That's right.
Your tribal chief understands how you feel, Shin. You see, Shin lost his partner. You know the guy. Rick.
That's right.
Boots.
Bobby, it seems like it, but I'm not totally into it.
Jay, you understand that, right? We lost Jimmy to a knee injury for well over a year.
That's right.
I'm a loving and compassionate tribal chief. I completely understand where you're coming from.
Isn't that a great leader? This guy says, I'm a loving and a very compassionate tribal chief. What a guy he is. Great guy.
So please, let me help you.
Renegade, it seems like you're way ahead of me. I'm way behind. I haven't seen those. Haven't seen the super kicks coming yet. Alright, so I can see that Roman Reigns is hugging out Nakamura. Look at that. He's a hugger. Roman Reigns apparently is a hugger right now. And double super kicks. I see it now. Way behind you, Renegade. Look at that. Double super kicks from Usos to Nakamura. Nakamura goes down just like that. Yeah, this guy stands no chance against Roman Reigns. For sure. Is this it? Is this how we're ending SmackDown? It seems like it. Interesting. Alright, so this is how we're ending SmackDown. The way they ended is no challenger for Roman Reigns yet, but we know that the tag team titles are being unified. And Jonathan says, honestly, unifying the tag titles is something they should have done years ago. Absolutely, because the Raw and SmackDown titles, they were obviously not booking it well, and there are not enough tag teams to be able to book these tag team titles well. So now that they are actually unifying them and treating it more like the women's titles, where you can go anywhere, any brand, to wrestle for those titles, I think it makes a lot of sense. I agree, Jonathan. I totally agree. Roman Reigns is a hugger. That's right, true, 100%. Show is over. Nakamura would destroy Reigns had Nakamura. That's right. I miss that Nakamura too, but this Nakamura is a guy I can never get behind. And the fact that they ended it with this one right here, with Nakamura coming out, and I don't know. Yeah, the show was nice. We got some surprises, we got some debuts, so I can appreciate that. But again, the way they ended the show is definitely surprising, to say the least. A little surprise right there. Look at that. Nakamura. We end the show with Nakamura and Roman Reigns hugging it out, and then Nakamura gets super kicked. Interesting for sure. Very, very interesting. And with that being said, guys, it is now time for AEW Rampage. So get ready if you aren't ready already, because it's time for Rampage. We're almost in it. Let's see. Alright. Yeah. It's time to go to AEW Rampage. And with that being said, let's switch the channels. Let's go over there. And for them, guys, let's rate the show as well. And I can see the ratings flying in already. Bobby gives it a 1 out of 10. That's brutal, Bobby. But I love that. Honest. I love the honesty. I love the honest ratings right there, 1 out of 10. I think that's fair, because if you look at the matches, and if you actually tune in for the matches, tonight's show did not have great matches. It was all about the segments, all about the surprises, which I appreciate as well, but the matches weren't quite there. So I agree with that rating somehow. I think I know where you're coming from. Renegade gives it a 6 for 10. I think that's a fair rating right there, especially taking into consideration the way the show ended. 6 out of 10 makes sense. Gary with the 8 out of 10, feeling generous, Gary. But again, the surprises were so good. We got Gunther, we got Raquel, and I cannot wait to see what happens next for them. And I can't wait to see what happens with Corbin, because we might be seeing the Lone Wolf Corbin coming back. So it's going to be great. Andy, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow, brother. Take care. Sleep well. And Dale gives it a 5 for 10. Dale, I get it, man. If I were to give it a rating too, I'd give it a 5 because of the 50% of the show that was, right? 50% was good, 50% was lame. So I think I would give it a 5 as well. Disappointing show. I felt tonight giving it a 5. Jonathan also gives it a 5. Jonathan, it makes sense, right? Because the show, it fell flat at times. The matches weren't quite there. The ending, even though it's Roman Reigns and you were hyped and I was hyped about it, the ending also, didn't live up to the mark. But the one good thing that we came to know from the ending was that the tag team titles are being unified, which is a welcoming move. Overall, it's a 4 out of 5 stars. Especially, that's right, I forgot about that part. Lacey Evans returned, and she seems like she's being repackaged. So tonight's show actually gave us hope. It gave us a glimpse of the future. It gave us a glimpse at the debuting stars, the Raquel Gonzalez, the Gunther, the new Lacey Evans, the new tag team championships. I think the show was about the future. It was not about today. It was not about tonight. It was about the future, which I guess it's a plus point. Tony, I love the optimism right there. Bobby, there you go, Bobby. We'll see you soon. Andy, I'll see you soon. And I'm going to go DVR AEW Rampage while I watch NXT Level Up. That's right. It is time for NXT Level Up. It is time for all those shows. Let's get in. And True gives it a 3. There you go, True. All right, it's time for Rampage and Level Up. Let's get into the show. Let's get into the zone. I'm going to change the lights. I'm going to change the setup. Just a second. Bear with me. Yes, so it is time for NXT Level Up. And with that being said, let's go to Level Up. That's right. Okay. Let's tune in. Give me a second. I'm going to put my stream on. So which show are you guys watching tonight? Are you crazy like me and watching both the shows together? Or are you watching only Dynamite? And with that being said, we can see Bryan Danielson is kicking things off right. He's kicking things off strong here on Dynamite. I mean, Bryan Danielson always such a treat to watch. And I believe it's Randy Orton who did a recent interview, and he said that he misses having Daniel Bryan in the company. He says he was a great guy, great in the locker room, and he misses having him around in the company. So Randy Orton never really praises a lot of people, but for him to praise Daniel Bryan really speaks big. It speaks volumes. And if you're watching both the shows, you can see NXT Level Up also. Pretty good so far, looking good. I think that's a new debuting start. I think we're going to see at least 2 debuts happening on NXT Level Up tonight. So we'll see how that goes. And Ricky says, what did I miss? I watched SmackDown, was 2 out of 10. Ricky, you haven't missed much on these shows yet. I mean, Rampage is just getting started. NXT Level Up just getting started. And what you missed was the fact that SmackDown and Raw titles are going to be unified. We're going to be getting Usos versus RK Bro for the championships in the future. That has been decided. And everybody's watching Rampage. That's nice. Good stuff. And I love that. I love all the support here. Love it. Rampage is getting some love tonight. Awesome stuff. All right, let me quickly change up the graphics real quick. Let's see. All right, let's see what's happening here. Guru Raj. By the way, Guru Raj is coming out. And if you look at this guy, and if you're wondering where you've seen him before, he appeared last time on NXT Level Up. He appeared on Superstar Spectacle. That was the Indian special show that they put on, I believe, January 26th of 2021. And Guru Raj was on the show. Guru Raj is actually trained by the great Kali in his CWC Academy in Punjab. One of the guys that I never thought he would make it to the company because of his height and the shape, but he did. He defied all the odds against him. He just broke the barrier and he made it to the company, and he's actually doing pretty well on NXT right now, getting that exposure. That is nice. So it is good to see Guru Raj here, all the way from Punjab, India, trained by Kali, now on NXT. That's nice. And Bryan Danielson right now going strong. Look at that. This has been a pretty good match so far. Sweet. With that being said, let me quickly change up the graphics for the show. I said this before, I'm having a bit of a struggle tonight with my with my sunglasses with my new screen because, wow, I can barely see. It's interesting. All right. Let's see. Perfect. Bryan Danielson going strong with a big chop to the chest and big kicks right into the corner, right where Bryan wants this guy. He's got this in control right now as we speak. Trent is in trouble. I don't know if Trent's mom is concerned because she should be, because Bryan is entering that zone. Look at that. Trent somehow able to fight back, trying to regain control, which is appreciated so far. Alright, so we've got it back in control. Sweet. Alright. Let's see. Guru Raj right now is on the receiving end of the offense. He's got a headlock locked in. He tries to turn around, goes for the cover, but fails at it. And Bryan Danielson, on the other hand, is dominating the match against Trent as well. This is, so far, so good. And Jonathan says, was never really a big fan of Daniel Bryan, will never forget his partnership with the Big Show. Speaking of the Big Show, what has happened to him? That's right, Big Show, is in AEW, and I believe that he had a match on Dark or Elevation. I know that Bobby and Andy, they watch Dark and Elevation every week, so Bobby might know. I think that Paul White did have a match on Dark this week, so that's nice. He's still around. I believe he's doing some work backstage for sure, so he's there, but he doesn't get a lot of TV time, which is okay. It's alright. He's getting that rest that he needs. And Ricky says that is hard to pick. That match, I love both Bloodline and RK Bro. I love the Bloodline for sure. RK Bro, not so much. I'm not a very big fan of RK Bro. I think that Matt Riddle is slowing down Randy Orton, even though Randy says that Matt Riddle and RK Bro reignited the passion and love for wrestling that he had in him years ago. It's been reignited. So Randy Orton loves RK Bro, but I don't. I think that Matt Riddle slows him down. I think Randy Orton is a viper, is a apex predator. But with the RK Bro, he's a more toned down, a nicer guy, which I don't like very much. So I'm a bit biased there. So I would like to see the Bloodline going over for sure. Danielson wins tonight, says Renegade. Paul White is AEW. That's right. The Great Khali can't wrestle, says Cool Kid. Yeah, because he's got some problems in his knees, and it's also he's been wrestling for some while now. So now it's time for him to hang up his boots and train the future generation of wrestlers. That's it. And Danielson to win says true. I love that. Breaking news: AEW Rampage will be at 7 p.m. next Friday. Interesting, Jason. 7 p.m. Thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know. So an hour before SmackDown. It's funny how AEW shows just keep getting pushed here and there, left, right, front, center, sometimes at 12 p.m., 11 a.m., sometimes right there at 7 p.m. It's interesting. But I can appreciate early than late. So 7 p.m., sounds good. Ricky says Danielson is going to win. Where's my picture of Bailey? 9.5, acknowledge me, I acknowledge you, Clay. Picture of Bailey, I'll have to set it up. So probably next time we're here, I'm going to give you a picture of Bailey for sure, Clay. There you go. Cool Kid says wrestling is fake. No, it's not. It's very much real. So much real. Bobby says Bryan Danielson is my pick to win. Everybody says Bryan is going to win, and it seems like it. I mean, look at Bryan going strong. Trent looks mad, though. Bryan going there with the boot to the face, but Trent is just looking mad. Yeah, he doesn't look happy. Bryan going for the big suplex. Trent is down. It's like Trent is losing this one. He knows the victory is slipping off his hands. But he is so mad with the way that he's being disrespected by Bryan Danielson right now as we speak. And look at that. On the other hand, on NXT, this debuting star is going strong. And Guru Raj is on the receiving end of all the offense from this guy. Guru Raj is going down. Trent trying to turn it around on Rampage as we speak. Places Bryan Danielson on the top turnbuckle. Is looking to superplex him. Is it going to happen? And it does happen. Big superplex from Trent to Bryan, and down goes Bryan Danielson. Look at that. Chris, welcome back, brother. Good to see you. Paul White have a match on AEW Dark Elevation last Monday. There you go, Bobby. Yeah, I do remember watching that, so thank you for the confirmation. Thanks for that. The Great Khali would have been great if WWE used him the right way. Yeah, you know what, Renegade? Great Khali for sure would have been great, but then he turned into the Punjabi playboy, and he got all the kiss cams and whatnot, so yeah, it got weird. But again, with Great Khali, it was also difficult because of the communication barrier. I remember watching the Royal Rumble match, or was it a Battle Royal? I can't recall. I think it was a Battle Royal match where he just eliminated himself and he didn't even realize it. We've seen matches where there was no pinfall and he was trying to pin somebody. That's been the Great Khali. I mean, he's had a lot of botches and has had some communication problems, so it didn't work out. Yes, the WWE also didn't fully invest into him, which is why it didn't work out. But it just was difficult for sure from the very beginning. Jonathan says, I agree, Renegade, he could have been dominated for years, just wasn't your household name. You know what, but I'll tell you what, the Great Khali in India was big. In India, I don't know if you guys know it, but in India they show wrestling on actual sports channels. They don't show wrestling on entertainment channels or film channels or, the channels which you actually usually get your television shows on or series on. They show wrestling on sports channels. And when Great Khali made his WWE debut, it was all over the news. Every single news channel was talking about the Great Khali making his WWE debut. I remember, I don't recall it, was it the summer of 2007 or 2008, when the Great Khali was also a part of the Money in the Bank match. And I remember it very well. The Indian news channels were showing that, were covering the Money in the Bank match like no tomorrow, 24/7. Round the clock. They were talking about Great Khali being in the Money in the Bank match, and what they were claiming was that the match was about a few $1 million, and if Great Khali wins it, he's gonna win a few $1 million. It was funny, but yes, the coverage for the Great Khali in India was crazy. And they really took him as a big deal. They saw him making his debut in the WWE and going in the Money in the Bank match as a big deal. So it was a big deal back then, but sadly, they couldn't pull it off. And WWE fails miserably in India. They fail miserably because they don't know the potential that India has. India has 1 billion people of population, big population, all right? And if they really, invest into it properly, they would make something beautiful out of it. They would make a lot of money out of it. They just don't know how to get into the market. They try and they fail, and it's their mistake. It's not the wrestler's mistake, it's their mistake. It wasn't Jinder Mahal's mistake, it was their mistake. They think that they're a $1 billion company, they don't need to learn from anybody else, and that is where they fail. It's a new market, and it's a new strategy that they have to apply. They're not going to go over in India and they're going to make money in India with the same strategy that they apply in the US. It's not going to happen. It's a different world. It's a different place. So, yeah, they have to learn and they have to grow here, which they do not. And that is why the Indian wrestlers do not get over because of that. And look at what's happening here. The first match already over. Guru Raj with the loss right there. The debuting star with the victory. And are we seeing another debuting star here? Thea Hale. Wow, Thea Hale, she's looking happy. She's looking good. She's got a cape on. And I don't know if this is a ripoff of Nikki ASH, but this lady is literally coming out with a cape. Oh my gosh, by the way, Trent is going strong right there. Trent going for the cover. Bryan Danielson, 1, 2, and a kick out. And a kick out. Bryan Danielson, Trent are doing big things in the ring right now. Look at that. Sweet. NXT Level Up, though, has my eyes right now, I must say, because Thea Hale, I believe that's her name, is making her debut. And this is interesting. This is quite a character. Looks like Nikki ASH, but red. Not blue, but red. Interesting. Let's see what else do we have here. Question to AJ in the chat. Which wrestler would you say had the high ceiling but never reached his potential? I would say the Great Khali. That's a great question, Jonathan. A wonderful question. Let's think about it for a second. Never reached their full potential but had a high ceiling in the company. Let's see. The Great Khali has to be one of them for sure. I feel like Vladimir Kozlov. I think Vladimir Kozlov was a tremendous guy, a tremendous athlete, could move in the ring, was a powerhouse, was a monster. If really pushed well and if treated well, I think he would have been a big star. But they gave up on him too easily, too early. So I think that is where it fell apart. But they could have done a good job with Vladimir Kozlov for sure. And Bobby says, I would like to see Sean Spears wrestle on Ring of Honor. I think he'd do well there for sure. And right now, as we can see, Thea Hale is going strong on NXT. Her debut, impressive so far. Big kick to the gut, is going for the suplex, and his reverse is turn around. Look at that. Thea Hale is going strong. And Trent, on the other hand, on Rampage, also going strong with those big punches to the head of Bryan. And Bryan is down. I don't know if his partner, Jon Moxley, is going to come out to his aid or what's going to happen, because Bryan looks like he could need some help right here. Trent Wow, Bryan turns around, goes for the big move right there. Trent goes down, and he sold it beautifully. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. 1 for 1 NXT Level Up. That's right, Bobby. Level Up going good so far. Good show so far. And Bryan is looking to end it. Wow. Neck first right into the mat. Bryan has to go for the cover here. He's not. He says, no, it's not over yet. Bryan is still not done. Ex-Superior, good to see you. Welcome. Did Aaliyah and Gia Lee get released? No, they're still with the company. Aaliyah is still there. Xia Lee is still there. They're just not being used. That's it. But they're still there. And Bryan, even though he could very well pin Trent right now and end it, he's not going for the cover. He's not looking to end it. He wants to put Trent to a world of pain. Look at those big and heavy kicks right into the neck of Trent right there. Look at those kicks. Look at that. That is brutal. And now he's going for the submission. Wow. And the bell's been rung. Trent has passed out. Trent's passed out. Bryan wins, but Bryan is not letting go of Trent still. Is not letting go. Or maybe he is. Let's see. He is. He finally is. Bryan lets go of Trent, and with that being said, he wins the match. Sweet so far. Jonathan says, Vladimir Kozlov, great choice. I remember when he first appeared, the guy looked unstoppable. I mean, the entrance music, the outfit, he was a no BS guy. I mean, if you remember Vladimir Kozlov, his outfit was literally the same as Gunther, right? No show off, no flashy outfit, no logos, nothing like that. It's all about him and the wrestling ring. That's it. He goes out there, he shows his pure dominance. That was Vladimir Kozlov for you. What a great guy he was. And same with this guy Gunther. It's a dominant guy. Vladimir Kozlov could have been the Gunther, but I guess he was ahead of his time, in the time when the company was only about the entertainment and not really about the wrestling at all. So I think he was ahead of his time. But Vladimir Kozlov looked like a great guy. By the way, Danhausen and Hook backstage. Hook doesn't want to talk, he just leaves. But yes, Vladimir Kozlov, I still remember the time when he arm wrestled Triple H. And I was like, wow, this guy is strong. He's big. He's dominating Triple H. He's going over Triple H. He's got to be the next big thing. But sadly, he just got released. But I know Vladimir Kozlov is doing well right now. I did get in touch with him not too long ago. I did reach out to him. And he's doing well in Hollywood. He's getting some projects, some modeling gigs, some small acting gigs. And he's happy with where he is at right now in his acting career. And doesn't look like he's ever going to come back to the wrestling ring. He thinks it's in his rearview mirror. He wants nothing to do with wrestling. And he just wants to do with acting and acting only for now. So I respect his choice. If guys don't get over after working against Moxley and Danielson, then they cannot get over, says True. Isn't that right? I think it's true. Very true. Hook eats chips, that's right. Who is this guy? The face painted guy. He's funny as Drenhausen, for sure. He's super over. People love him. On the independent circuit, he's been super over for a while now. So he's finally in AEW, and people love to see him. He's a great guy. Got a good personality. 2 for 0, Bryan Danielson win. That's right, Bobby. He's doing well. And with that being said, look at that. NXT also. The match is done, and the debuting star actually gets the loss here. She gets the loss, and this beautiful woman from the Diamond Mine once again gets the win. She is unstoppable. And she, by the way, shows up on every single NXT Level Up. A lot of the other stars, they show up, they don't show up, but she is always here, representing Diamond Mine and always getting the wins. I would like to see her versus Jordynne Grace one day. I think that would be a fantastic match. And speaking of fantastic, we've got Andre Chase and Bodie Hayward in a match against Channing Lauren and Troy Donovan. So that match is also coming next on NXT Level Up. Andre Chase, representing the Chase University, is going to be on the show. So NXT Level Up actually is pretty entertaining. I like it because we're seeing some stars. We're seeing some debuting stars. And you know what debuting stars mean? We're looking at the future. And we can all appreciate the future, can we not? We can, definitely. And Clay says, breaking news, Carmella got married to Corey Graves. Bayley was there. What, I can't believe Bayley is coming back. I want to meet her. Carmella got married to Corey? That's nice. Good for her. All right, if she really got married, good for her. Wow. The Giant Gonzalez, RIP, that's right. Yep. What a legend. Renegade, when is Bayley coming back to WWE? I want to meet her. There you go, Clay. I believe she's coming back. I think Chris broke the news that she will be back before, WrestleMania Backlash. And when she's back, Clay is never going to stop talking about Bayley. That is for sure. Let's see what else do we have here. Very interesting to hear that about India. Not sure how WWE does it with their cousins in Asia. Now, Asia, the thing is that everything India, Pakistan, Japan, China, all these countries come in Asia, but it's so diverse. It's a different world. You go over from India to China, it's a different world. You go from India to Japan, it's a different world. You go from China to Japan, it's a different world. It all comes in Asia, but it's very, very different. So I know that WWE recently shut its offices in Japan as well. So that is interesting. I don't know if it's a sign of how they're doing in Japan, but they did shut down their offices, I believe, in Japan not too long ago. At least some of them. So, that happened. So in India, they have their offices and they do stuff. But of course, with the kind of investment that they put and the market research that they've done shows, right? For example, I'll give you an example of it. Netflix or India, or I'll look at any company. I'll look at Apple Music, all right? Wait a second. Before I get to that, we have a promo being cut on Rampage right now. So let's hear them out. Let's hear these guys out.
And prove that they think they got what it takes to do what nobody has been able to do in 394 days.
Enough! Will you please shut the hell?
Oh gosh, I cannot stand these guys, all right? I can stand anybody in the wrestling ring, but I cannot stand Sammy and this lady right here. I cannot. Tay. I'll tell you what. I think Carmella and Corey Graves are annoying, but Tay and Sammy are a whole different kind of annoying. I cannot stand them. Anybody here with me who thinks that Sammy and Tay need to get off television, or is it just me? Because I cannot stand them. And Bobby loved that. Invincible right there. Ivy now wins. That's right, 3-0. I love that too, Bobby, for sure.
Piece of shit in Portuguese?
Oh, easy one. Dan Lambert.
Again, once again, we've seen people cheat on people in real life, right? When it comes to Sammy and Tay, literally cheated on their own partners to get together, denied all the rumors of being together. Then they were like, you know what, frick it, we're gonna be together. And they basically cheated on their partners, but that's okay. They have no problem with that. The fans have no problem with that. Everybody overlooks the fact that they've cheated in real life, which I have a big problem with. Come on. But it's a different world we live in now, so it's interesting. That's right. This guy talks all business. He's like, we care about what you do in the ring, not about what you do in the bedroom. That's right.
This is not a talk show, this is a wrestling show. We're here for a match.
And Sammy's saying it. He's like, this is not a talk show, it's a wrestling show. He's the one who should be reminded of that. This is not a reality show, it's a wrestling show. So stop showing us pictures from your bedroom and get in the damn ring, Sammy. Get in the damn ring.
Big bloody match?
Yep.
Yeah, I understand why. You're one of the pillars. He's one of the pillars, guys.
Pillar.
Well, as a pillar, Sammy, you're one of the first cracks in the foundation of this company.
That's right. If that is a pillar, if Sammy is a pillar, then I must tell you the foundation is very, very weak. This guy should not be a pillar. Should not be called a pillar.
Not only that, are you bad for my image? Dan, I'm a dad too.
Love that.
Gabriella, I know you're asleep right now because I'm a good-ass parent, but I pray that you don't end up like Ty Conti.
That's right. This guy is really, he's speaking my mind, my heart right now. I would not want my daughter, if I have a daughter in the future, I would not want her to end up like Ty Conti. Or I would not want my son to end up like Sammy right there. What two spoiled brats, right? These are the examples of what's wrong in the new generation of kids. Look at these guys. It's so annoying. So annoying.
For you next week.
Oh,
See you
come
later,
on.
bitch.
And say, oh, wow. Throws in the B word. All right, so he's going to come out here. He's going to curse and he's going to pretend like he's cool. Cursing is not cool, guys. Not cool. And Sammy and Ty once again making out, pretty sure. Yep, all right, whatever. Renegade says, Bliss tweeted this. If the sticky wheel's always getting that greasy, I'm totally devoted to disturbing the peace, and I'll do it all again when I get it done until I become your number one. There you go. No method to the madness and no means of escape. Gonna break every rule and I'm bend him all out of shape. Interesting. Alexa Bliss, I don't know who comes up with her tweets, but they're so good. And they always rhyme, they always make sense, and they always give me goosebumps. By the way, I have goosebumps right now after reading that. I wonder what Alexa means right there. Renegade, what do you think does Alexa Bliss mean right there? Because that is a very interesting tweet right there. I don't know, because if you look at the real life situation, if you look at what the word is going around right now, it's that Alexa Bliss is not here because she is getting married, and they're waiting until she's married and she's done with all the personal stuff, then she comes back. But if you look at her Twitter, it's a whole different story. It seems like she wants to come back, but she's not getting the opportunity, so it's interesting. We'll see what happens. QT Marshall is a sports entertainer now. It seems like it. It seems like it, true. And look at NXT Level Up though right now. I mean, Chase is looking to fry. Andre Chase off the top turnbuckle goes for a wow. That was not the best dive from the top turnbuckle, but that's okay. Chase University going strong, going at it right now. Look at that. And now we're getting QT Marshall versus Swerve. Let's see how this match turns out. Let me know, who do you think is going to win this match? Is it going to be QT? Is it going to be Swerve? As we head into the match right here. And you know what? It's been 24 minutes into the show, and it's been a good show so far. It's been a decent show. If you look at NXT Level Up, it hasn't been the greatest show in terms of wrestling. I think we've seen some better wrestling from NXT Level Up in the past. This one, once again, like SmackDown, not about the wrestling really, but it is only about the debuts. We saw 2 debuts on the show already, and it's been all about the debuts here, not about the wrestling, which is interesting. Right, Andre Chase right now is in trouble. And if you look at Rampage, it looks like QT is in a world of trouble. Swerve is going strong. He's going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out. Actually, at a 1.5. QT kicks out right there. The sports entertainer QT apparently kicks out. Swerve to win says true. I think so too. He's got to win. He should win. He's taking a walk right there. Ringside, he is taking a walk. And picture-in-picture mode. Swerve gets back into the ring. QT Marshall is going for a big clothesline, but that gets reversed. Swerve is trying to get him down for the cover. QT, just too strong, doesn't go down. Swerve throws him, tosses him from the ring to the ringside. Goes for the big kick. QT is down. Swerve standing on the apron. Fans are behind him, and we are still in picture-in-picture. I think he's waiting to come back from picture-in-picture before he goes diving on QT Marshall. Right now, we are in picture-in-picture. And Chase University actually getting all the offense right now on NXT Level Up. Chase University is not looking like the best university in the world. Andre the Chase better turn this around, somehow get on top, because right now he looks like a weak link of this team. And down he goes hard. Andre down on the mat. These debuting guys right here, very, very impressive. I mean, NXT Level Up has been all about the debuts tonight. All about the debuts, and they're doing very well. Swerve Strickland is my pick to win. I love that, Bobby. I think he's got to win. He has to win. And the picture-in-picture is just way too long, and that's why we are back with QT and Swerve in the ring. QT goes for the big clothesline, and Swerve is down. So they sell every move slowly and steadily, and they buy the moves and they sell the moves to just buy more time, as we are still in picture-in-picture mode. And these guys right here, ringside, I think the referee has ejected them from ringside. He has instructed them to go to the back. I think that's what's happening. Yes, those guys have been instructed to head back to the locker room, as we're down to just QT Marshall and Swerve Strickland once again in the ring, still in picture-in-picture. Chase University, Andre the Chase, really is able to get the tag done, and his guy comes in. One of the students of his university gets in there in the ring and is turning this thing around. We can see a lot of people wearing Chase University t-shirts in the audience, and I'm pretty sure all of them are plants, because this is a studio audience. This is not an audience that buys the tickets to come to the shows. This is a studio audience, and I don't think the studio audience would pay for a Chase University t-shirt and sit in that order. I don't think that's going to happen. So those have to be plants for sure. Plants wearing the Chase University t-shirts, I think so. And Chase is going for the cover, and that being said, Chase University rises to the top, and they pick up the win right there for the university with the win. There we go. And Chase University is apparently the most sought after university of 2022 so far, even more than Harvard. I know the admissions are coming. I know fall's coming. A new semester is approaching, but more people want to enter Chase University than they want to enter Harvard, Oxford, or any of the university out there. That is what Chase wants us to know, wants us to think. And True says, I bet Dan Lambert has downloaded pictures of Ty Conti on his phone and computer. Wow, pretty sure about that as well, especially the one from the bedroom with Sammy. I'm pretty sure that is his wallpaper, brother. I think so. Alexa Bliss is a fan of Spider-Man. Damn, that's brilliant. Renegade, you know what? I'm a fan of Bliss, and the fact that she's a fan of Spider-Man, it just earns more respect from me. You know, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man too, so that's amazing. Maybe we'll see Alexa Bliss's Spider-Man kind of version in the future. We've already seen her, showing off her pride, her Harley Quinn pride in the past. Maybe we'll see some love for Marvel from Alexa Bliss as well, and we'll see her showing off her Spider-Man pride in the future too. We'll see. Bobby says AJ Tiger Russ and Caesar Bonnie tag team on AEW Dark. I could see them wrestle on Ring of Honor. Once again, Ring of Honor needs stars, and we need a schedule. We need to know when is Ring of Honor happening, what days, what time. Lots of questions to be asked for sure when it comes to Ring of Honor. With that being said, it seems like we're done with NXT Level Up. We are, yes, it's a 30-minute show, and 30 minutes is over. Actually, 29 minutes over, but that's okay. That was a short show tonight. With that being said, we are now switching over to Rampage. So let's get Rampage on our TV screen. That's right, and also get Rampage right there on, yeah, there we go. There we go, Rampage time it is. We're done with NXT, we're done with AEW. It is time for Rampage. Let's see how this show turns out to be so far. So far, it's been a decent show. Danielson put on a fight. Swerve is right now putting on a fight as well. QT Marshall looking kind of weak. Swerve going for the knee, for the leg, for the knee, and QT is down. Swerve with a big DDT. He's doing well. And True says, I pick Willow Nightingale to win next. Okay, let's see. I've never been a fan of Alexa Bliss. All of her characters annoy me, says True. You know, I think that I was kind of annoyed by her character, the sparkly Alexa Bliss in NXT. And the fight Feet to Fury as well. By the way, Swerve wins. So you guys were all right. Swerve Strickland picks up the win here. You guys all get a point here because you guys all called it. All of you called it that Swerve had to win, and he gets the win. Poor QT though. I mean, poor guy. Always loses. But you know what? QT Marshall is a great guy in real life. I mean, he's helped elevate the wow. Wait a second.
Great job, but here's the deal. You and I, we have some unfinished business. Keith and Powerhouse Hobbs, they got some unfinished business. So next week in New Orleans on Dynamite in my hometown, we're gonna go ahead and get a tag match. So bring that big old bozo Keith Lee with you.
All right.
Bring my homie Powerhouse
Wow.
Hobbs, and we're gonna do
Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee, they're going to be taking on this guy and Hobbs. It's going to be happening next week on AEW Dynamite in New Orleans. And they're really packing that show up with all the good stuff. I mean, that show is going to be on fire. And not just Dynamite. Even Rampage next week is going to be on fire. Because we're going to be seeing Adam versus Adam. Adam Cole versus Adam Page. For the championship, for the AEW World Championship in a Texas death match. It's going to happen next week on Dynamite as well as Rampage. It's going to be 2 great days of wrestling next week from AEW. And right now we're getting a Marina Shafir package. A Marina Shafir vignette. Are you kidding me right now? This is great.
I'm begging you to stop.
Oh yes. 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 Now she looks like a star, right? She looks like a star. Marina Shafir looks like a star, like she's never looked in the WWE. I don't know. They just never got her right. Her, Duke Jasmine, they never got her right. Even Shayna Baszler. Yes, Shayna Baszler's such a badass, but still, I don't think they're using her right either. You know, pairing her up with Natalya. I mean, Natalya and Shayna are worlds apart. They should never be a tag team, but they are. So I don't think they're doing a good job with Shayna. I don't think they're doing a good job with Ronda. But with the way that they actually did the whole package for Marina, got me goosebumps. I'm happy to see her, you know, being treated like a serious competitor and getting that spotlight. I hope, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see big things from her in the women's division in AEW. I think she's going to do amazing. So Marina Shafir is a lady you should all keep your eyes out for because she is going to be the next big thing in wrestling in women's division for sure. And Chris says that's gotta be good for sure. It has to be good. Luz, good to see you. Welcome. Renegade says Willow has to win. I think so too. Willow has to win. And Red Velvet is my pick to win, says Bobby. There you go. Actually, yeah, you should not be counting Red Velvet out either, right? It could be her as well. We've seen her pick some big wins in the past, and she could do it again. And Audrey is the referee again, one of my favorite officials in AEW. A lot of the officials we see in the company are of no good. I mean, they are never on top of the game. They miss out on a lot of good stuff, the important stuff. But Audrey always stays on top of the game, always make sure the rules are being followed and enforced, and I can appreciate that. Aubrey, obviously one of the best referees AEW has. And with that being said, we are about 26 minutes left on the show. We're about 34 minutes into the show with about 26 left. So we've still got some impressive match here. We've got Jon Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta. It's going to be the main event of the night, so that is going to be a good main event for sure. Once this match is over, I think Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta are going to be putting on about a 20-minute or about a 15 minutes long main event, so it's got to be good. I think Rampage is going to have a better end than SmackDown did, because for SmackDown, it was interesting. Even though I was happy to know that the tag team titles are being unified, the way the show ended was just weird, and Shinsuke Nakamura comes out, and, that's how you're sending us home? Alright, whatever. And Red Velvet right now in control, look at that. Sweet. And you know what? True said right there, I'm going to touch on that topic real quick, that he's never been a fan of Alexa Bliss, to which I will say that I was not a very big fan of her glittery gimmick in NXT. I think that she was very confused and felt like she just was one of the many who had done such kind of gimmicks in the past. Then she came over to the main roster, and she was Fight Feet of Fury, and she was super over with the girls, with the kids, and even with the adults. People liked her, and for me, it didn't really work out because I felt like she just, didn't stand out. Even the Fight Feet of Fury, even though it was cute and whatnot, it didn't really stand out. But then she just got better and better in the ring, and she enhanced her looks, and she came out with the Harley Quinn stuff and really caught my eye with her, in-ring skills and also her personality, and she caught my eye. Then the whole, Twisted Bliss happened with the Fiend, and she really caught my eye, and now I'm a fan. I think Alexa is great. I'm a fan now, I must say. I mean, long story short, I was not a fan before, but I'm a fan of Bliss now, and I can't wait to see her back. Yeah, I gotta say that. And anybody else here with a fan of Alexa Bliss, let me know if you are. Bobby says, AJ, I could see QT Marshall group wrestling on Ring of Honor. Yeah, I mean, QT Marshall, as I was saying earlier, that he has elevated the careers of so many wrestlers out there. You look at Nightmare Factory and the work he's done with Cody Rhodes on the Nightmare Factory. I mean, he's done a tremendous job. You look at a lot of wrestlers, right, who have been trained by Nightmare. Good job. They've done also good. But of course, Cody Rhodes has left AEW now, so Nightmare Factory is history. Now we'll have to see maybe QT Marshall come with something new of his own, or maybe, do some work on Ring of Honor. But I do expect for him to do something there, because he has been all about elevating the careers of others lately. Putting them over in the ring, even out of the ring, coaching them. He's done tremendous job with that. So I think he's going to do great on Ring of Honor as well. Just like you say, Bobby, I think he'll do great. And he should be there. And Aaron says, Renegade says, Willow Knight landed on Red Velvet's head. That's right. And Red Velvet, no sold down. I mean, she's still going strong. Even with all of the damage, she is still going strong. Renegade says, Alexa all the way. Love that. And look at the applause that they're getting from the fans right here. Fans see how good this match is. Wow. Willow just goes right into poor Red Velvet like a bulldozer. Right into the corner. And now goes for the cover, and Red Velvet still kicks out. I don't know how she's still kicking out, but she still kicks out. Clay, have a good night. I'll see you soon. And I acknowledge you and Bailey for sure. And there you go. Willow picks Red Velvet up, gets her up, in position, 90 degrees. Wow. And Red Velvet's with the reversal. Was going for a backbreaker. That was a very sloppy one right there. And now is going for... Yeah, that sloppy. Okay, that last few seconds of this thing, they were sloppy. Yeah. All right. Wow. Good match, but a sloppy end to it, right? I mean, the way Willow just rolled up and she got up, got to her knees, it just looked very, very, scripted, and just didn't look right. It didn't look very organic. It didn't look very fluent. So it was interesting. But anyways, Red Velvet with the win right there. Willow goes down. That was a good match, though. It was a good match. But Red Velvet with the victory right there. Sweet match, but a very sloppy finish to it. But she wins. If she wins it, so good for her. I believe now we're gonna go to the main event. But before that, an interview. An interview with Tony Nese. Oh my gosh, this guy though. I have some story with this guy as well. I reached out to this guy not too long ago, and I've got some stories that I'd like to share, but I probably should not, because if I do, I'm gonna get some heat. But I reached out to this guy not too long ago, and I have some good stories, some interaction with this guy. Would love to tell you once it's settled and it's in the past, And it's been a few months, I'll tell you about it. But right now, I'm going to keep quiet.
Is proper legal representation. If you could walk and...
What is going on here?
Let's talk about this. I think it's a good move.
Back to you guys.
What is going on here? Alright, anyways. Up next is going to be the main event of the night. It's going to be Jon Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta. Are we going to go back to commercial? Oh, maybe we're not. Alright, Mick Foley. Mark Henry with the split screen interviews right here. That's nice. Look at that. And Chris says, what title? Oh, there we go. Let's see.
Mark, I'm no stranger to Jon Moxley. John, you embarrassed me within a matter of minutes the first time we wrestled. And the second time I came this close. Now you might want to hear
I believe that is a Pure Championship, Chris. Yep. That is the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. He won it this past weekend. Or has it been 2 weeks? I didn't remember. Yeah, this past weekend he won it on Ring of Honor. So that is the Pure Championship. Yep.
tonight, I earn your respect. Let's be very, very clear. It's not my job to show you respect.
Okay.
I'm not your friend.
That's right.
I'm not your buddy. I don't care what William Regal thinks about you. This ain't pure rules. Tonight I have one job. Spill your...
This is going to be a good match. Yuta and Moxley are going to go at it. And they're going to kill it in the ring, that's for sure. And Moxley just so good. I know that there's a lot of love for Eddie Kingston. And you know what? There should be, because he's just a great guy, right? I mean, the way he delivers his promos, the way he moves in the ring, all of that is just so real and so cool. But if you put Moxley and Eddie side by side, Moxley and the way he cuts his promos just stands out. It's just so much more passionate and so much more energetic. So Moxley, I love him for his promos. He does a very good job with it. But if you talk about Eddie Kingston, also very good. I would love to see a Moxley versus Eddie Kingston, a long and elaborate feud. I would love that. I can only imagine the kind of promos that they would cut together. Would be magic, would be great. It's going to be a good match, but Moxley for the win. I think so too, Renegade. Even though but again, Yuta just won the Pure Championship. Do you want the Pure Champion to look weak? I don't know about that. I guess we'll find out. But Moxley should be winning. Bobby says, I like Tony Nese. I think so too. I think Tony's great. I've met him in person at WrestleMania Access. WrestleMania 35 Access, I met him in person. And he just seemed like a very nice guy. A genuine guy. Sweet guy. So, got a love for Tony Nese for sure. But I've got some stories to tell. We'll tell him shortly. And just like I said, next week we're going to be having Amber Noah on the channel. She's going to be doing a little interview. This Sunday we're going to be having, from Impact Wrestling, we're going to have Bhupinder Gujjar on the channel. And he's going to be joining us for an exclusive interview as well. So we've got some big interviews coming up. And very soon we're going to be having somebody from independent wrestling circuit, somebody who's a big name in the independent circuit, who has a big impact and a big influence in the whole industry. He's going to be coming on the channel, and he's going to be talking about, some things that he needs to get off his chest, and talking about stuff that needs attention, that nobody knows just yet. He's going to be here, and he's going to be breaking some news, breaking some kayfabe, and exposing some people. I mean, I don't know the details of it either. He's just going to come out here, and he's going to spit out the details. He's going to spit out all the facts right here in our faces for the world to listen. So it's going to be interesting. That interview is going to be happening, hopefully, next week. Yeah. And there you go. Renegade says against Moxley. There you go. I would love that for sure. Eddie Moxley for sure. Jon Moxley is my pick to win, says Bobby. I love that. Everybody here with the Moxley train. Love that. And with that being said, just like I said, this week, upcoming week, Dynamite, Rampage are going to be on fire. They're going to be some great shows. So hopefully WWE also pulls up its socks and does great. Because, we're already past WrestleMania. We're past Raw after Mania. They better keep their momentum going and keep it alive next week on Raw. Better make it a good show. Renegade, do you support Joe Biden? Do you vote for him? There you go, Clay. What is going on here? All of a sudden, getting political. No, we're not talking politics here. We're just having fun. No politics, Clay. No. Nobody's getting lost. Renegade is my brother. Don't go after him, Clay. Not fair, no. And Bobby says, my dream match is happening this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite. Minoru Suzuki versus Samoa Joe. That is my dream match right there too, Bobby. It's going to be a great one, just like I'm saying. Dynamite, Rampage, next week, it's going to be on fire. It's going to be so good. I mean, this match right here, Rampage, you've got Adam versus Adam, Texas Death Match. It's going to be fantastic. And look at that. Wheeler Yuta, the Pure Champion, is storming down the ramp, making his way to the ring. How much time do we have left on the clock? Alright, so we have a good 70 minutes left on the clock. So I believe Jon Moxley's got to make his entrance real quick. And by the time they're both in the ring and ready to go, we'll have about 15 minutes on the clock. So we're looking at a very nice and elaborate main event. Let's see how this all turns out. Jon Moxley is now coming out. There he is. There he is. It's interesting how Sammy calls himself the pillar of the company. Whoa. Utah gets in, though. I mean, he doesn't even let Jon Moxley making his entrance. He just gets in and gets after him, shoving him right there into the steel steps. Oh. And, wow, still going at it. I don't know why they did a replay of that. I don't know what's happening here. Okay. So they cut it, and now we're in the crowd. Moxley, Utah in the crowd. Moxley trying to get away from Utah. Utah with a big chop to the chest of Jon Moxley. The fans are looking excited. They're looking happy. They are patting Moxley on the back. If I was in Moxley's shoe right now, and I was trying to get away from Utah, I would hate for anybody to pat me on the back right now. I would just elbow strike them back. This is annoying. But Moxley is now going after Utah with a big kick to the gut, and now grabbing Utah by the head. Oh my gosh, you know what? These camera cuts are making me dizzy. Sometimes they're on the wrestlers, sometimes they go to a random woman in the crowd, then they're shaking up, then they're cutting it here and there. Yeah, the editing could have been better. Anyways, Utah is once again in control. Big strike to the head of Moxley. Moxley looked dizzy, is going for a suplex. He suplexes Utah. Not the most beautiful suplex ever, by the way, but it was suplex indeed. Alright, suplex to Utah. Jon Moxley is controlled once again. Let's see what he's gonna do now. Jon Moxley grabs Utah by the head, is gonna pick him up. He picks him up and goes for the suplex. And a beautifully delivered suplex right there. True says Utah is not playing around. He really is not. He's going at it. Renegade says the pure title is a ROH title, not an AEW title. So yes, Moxley should go. That makes sense, Renegade. Again, they're two different brands and should be treated like that. Renegade, I love that, brother. Absolutely. I would like to see Anna Jay have a match for Owen Hart tournament qualifying match for sure. I'd love that too. Anna Jay, though, needs to get her dark side out. Needs to join the House of Black. And you know what? Somebody earlier, I think it was True, or Renegade, who earlier suggested that Alexa Bliss is not happy with Anna Jay stealing her move. And can you imagine when Anna Jay goes dark and joins the House of Black, and she's going to be this darker version of Anna Jay? I think Alexa Bliss is going to lose it, because not only would she be stealing her move then, she's going to be stealing her gimmick. It's going to be going down the same path, so will be interesting then. If that really happens, Alexa Bliss is going to be mad. Bobby says, I would like to see Anna Jay. That's right, would love for it to happen again. If you watch baseball, don't watch it. Oh my gosh, Clay, no, don't get political. Don't do it. If anyone watches Warrior, Utah looks like the lead catcher on that show. Oh, I see. Warrior Wrestling, yeah, that's nice. True. I'm gonna be trying. Actually, no, you know what? Not try. We're gonna do watchalongs for Warrior as well in the future. We'll do it. Bobby says, AJ breaking news: Cody Rhodes versus Miz. That's right, it's happening. They announced it, and I loved it when they announced it. I smiled. It's gonna be a good match. I think we've seen this match happen previously, but both of the stars were not as big of the stars now that they were back. Wow, look at wow. Yeah, but they were both not as big of the stars back then as they are now. By the way, Jon Moxley plants Utah's head down into the steel steps with the big boot. Oh my gosh. Wow. Are you kidding me right now? That just did not look nice. And the way it's turned out, look at Wheeler Utah is bleeding. He's bleeding profusely. That was a big stomp. A big boot right to the back of his head. And he stomps him down hard into the steel steps. And Wheeler Utah, the pure champion, has busted wide open. And he's bleeding pretty badly, if you ask me right now. This is bad. Look at that. Every single week in an AEW show, we see blood. Every single week. If it's not on Dynamite, it's on Rampage. If it's not Rampage, it's Dynamite. But we do see blood. It's become a tradition now. Look at that. And Wheeler Utah is bleeding badly. And right now, picture-in-picture, Jon Moxley buying him some time, chopping into the chest. Wheeler Utah is feeling it. Guys, he's destroying the ROH champion right now. That's right, Renegade. He's busted open. Wheeler's bleeding. Chris right there. Dale, absolutely. He's bleeding and doesn't look too good. He is destroying the ROH pure champion. That's how it should be in AEW. You know, you come over to AEW with the ROH title, acting like a total boss. That is exactly what you're gonna get. You're gonna get destroyed. You know, it should be the ECW versus WWE kind of vibe here between ROH and AEW. I would love that. True says not Warrior Wrestling, but the series based on. Oh, I see. All right. Okay. Thanks for that. True. Thanks for that. Anybody here watches Warrior Wrestling though? Wants to do a watch along for that? Let me know. And Moxley said he was gonna spill blood, and he does it. He does it right there. And you know what? Moxley is not taking it easy, because even though Yuta is bleeding, and we can see it in picture, very tiny, he's going right after the head of Yuta with those big strikes, big punches right into the head. And I don't know if I saw it right. Wow, Moxley, by the way, sent flying into the steel steps. I don't know if I saw it right, but it looked like Moxley was trying to lick the blood off his hands. That is gross. But anyways, Moxley being Moxley right there, both of them get into the damn ring. I believe we're cutting back from the picture-in-picture finally. Yuta, I can just see him in the teeny tiny picture-in-picture screen. He's all red, crimson face right there. He's all red. He's still looking to fly. Gets to the top turnbuckle. Goes for the dive. Is he going to do it? He cannot do it. Now, before he could go diving, Jon Moxley lands a big punch right into the face of Yuta. And now has him in position, has him in control, is looking to superplex him off the top turnbuckle. This is ugly. Wow. Yuta goes down. This has to be Jon Moxley's night without a shadow of a doubt. And we are only 5 minutes into the match. Believe it or not, only 5 minutes, and we have already seen so much destruction, so much blood. Yes, the one thing I can complain about, and I am going to complain about it, is the fact that all these 5 minutes of this match have been spent in picture-in-picture. Yeah, this has been a very long commercial break. Moxley said he was going to spill blood. Absolutely true, and that's what he's doing. Yuta had a puddle of blood under him while outside. It's crazy. He's bleeding profusely. Had this been the WWE, the match would have been called off by now. There would have been towels. There would have been doctors. It would have been over. But in AEW, that's not going to be happening. And Brian said it perfectly. He says that Vince is like a dad, right? He's like a true dad. He just looks after his kids, and he doesn't want his kids to do anything crazy to really risk their health, their lives. And that's where Brian draws the line, because when it comes to the very fatherly figure Vince, it just doesn't let Brian do what he likes to do, and that's wrestle. He can't really wrestle like he likes to wrestle in the ring because Vince is so protective. And in AEW, it's like you bleed, you do whatever. If you can continue, you can continue. And look at that. Wheeler Yuta is in a bad shape right now. Look at that. Wow. So we saw Pete Dunne busted open earlier, and there was a little teeny tiny blood coming from his nose, and they switched to commercial, and they checked on him, and look at this Yuta right here. Wow. His face is crimson red right now. Look at that guy. Crazy. I don't even know how he's able to see right now through all that blood right in his eyes. I don't know how he's able to carry this match, but he is able to carry it so very well. And wow, Moxley and Yuta, they go through the table right there. Finally, somebody is able to break that table. Every time we see somebody go through the table barely breaks. So for the first time, or one of the very few times, the table actually gives up. It actually breaks. So that is nice. And True says Warrior Wrestling isn't bad at all. Yes, they put on some good shows. Absolutely true. All right, Clay, good night. See you tomorrow. Dan, commercial. That's right, we're going to get very, very long commercials. Bobby says, I like Red Velvet. I like Red Velvet too, but right now I'm liking Red Yuta. I mean, look at this guy's face, all red in his eyes, all over his face. Gotta give a lot of respect to these guys. I would never be able to do what they do, right? Wrestle and then bleed so much and then still wrestle, still carry on. And he's not just doing this match for another 2 or 3 more minutes. He's carrying it on for about 15 more minutes in that pool of blood, bleeding profusely, still doing it. I don't know how to do it. I would freak out. I'd stop. So really a lot of respect to Yuta and everybody else who does it. To Moxley, everybody is great. Moxley through a table, that's right, Renegade. This has been a match. This has been a good match, true, absolutely. And Yuta is going for the cover. Somehow able to turn it around, is looking to suplex Moxley, and he does it. Moxley, suplex right there. Another suplex from Yuta to Moxley. Look at this turnaround like that. This turns around just like that. Yuta after Moxley right now. Moxley with those elbow strikes. And another big elbow strike right there to Yuta. Yuta trying to turn it around, and he does. slams Moxley down hard, gets him up in his shoulder, slams him hard, and you can see the fans in the audience going, yes, going so happy, so excited, because they're happy for the underdog in this match, for the ROH Pure Champion, as he puts Moxley through a world of pain, trying to get back at him with those big and heavy stomps right into the chest of Moxley. Yuta is going to that other place. He's going to that dimension. He's going to that crazy, crazy face where he is gonna be unstoppable. The crazy, crazy Yuta, all red, goes diving from the top turnbuckle right into Moxley, going for the cover, and Moxley kicks out. Not too surprising right there. It's going to take a lot more for you to make Moxley, not kick out. And Willow Nightingale is a talented wrestler, Bobby. Indeed, Night Willow versus Red Velvet is a good match for sure. This match is good, true and indeed. And I would say that the matches that we've seen on Rampage already so much better than what we've seen on SmackDown and NXT Level Up combined. SmackDown, as I said earlier, was all about the segments. And Level Up was all about the debuts as well. So we don't really see a lot of good matches on both the shows tonight. But this one right here, it tops off both the shows in terms of the quality of matches. Really good stuff. Good stuff indeed. But I must say, the way SmackDown opened and the way it closed really was intriguing, right? Because it would open with Ronda Rousey in a very, a very laid-back kind of promo. Not the best promo, not the best opener ever. And the way it ended on a high note, but with Shinsuke Nakamura out of all people, was weird. Yeah, it was weird. Alright, so let's see. Jon Moxley is getting up slowly with a big punch to the head of Yuta, and Yuta no-sells it. He punches him, and Yuta pops right back up. He gets to his feet, and the more Moxley punches Yuta in the head, the angrier and the more dominant he just seems to get. Moxley places him on the top turnbuckle, is going for the superplex. Yuta trying to turn it around. Moxley is, wow, Yuta is digging those nails into the skin in the back of Moxley. Moxley is hurt. Yuta looking to fly, but Moxley connects and goes for the DDT, goes for the finisher. And, wow, are you kidding me right now? That was over. Moxley somehow, mid-air, kicks Yuta, goes for the DDT, goes for the cover, and Yuta kicks out at a 2. Blood and everything. I mean, broken in half. DDT headfirst into the mat, still kicks out. Moxley cannot believe it. The fans cannot believe it. I don't know Yuta if he's still in this match, but he is still going strong. I don't know if he's still in it. I don't know if he realizes what's happening, but this is crazy. So far, Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter and Hikaru Shida and Red Velvet have qualified for the women's tournament. Thank you for that, Bobby. Indeed. And if you look at all those names, I would actually ask you, who do you think, actually, out of all 4 names right there, who do you think could actually proceed to the finals? Anybody out of those 4? For me, if I were to pick, I think Tony Storm is going to go to the finals for sure, out of those names. And what else do we have here? Yuta kicks out is crazy. I don't know how he's doing it. He kicks out. And True cannot believe it. Look at the emoji right there. I love that. It is insane. What an insane match this is. And Yuta, on his knees, he knows he cannot get in control of this match, but he still tells Moxley to bring it. Goes for the cover. He was trying to pull, oh wow. So Yuta was trying to pull a Liv Morgan on Jon Moxley right there. Liv Morgan, the way she turned it around and pinned Sasha Banks. That is what he was trying to do with Moxley right here. But Moxley kicks out. Of course, he is no Sasha Banks. It's going to be a lot harder for him to kick out. And Yuta trying his best right now. He knows he cannot go crazy with the flying, with the hard hits, with the clothesline. He cannot do that. So he's just trying to make the best out of what he can. Going for the sleeper hold. Moxley, though, turns it around. Wow, with those big elbow strikes. I cannot watch it, guys. I cannot watch it. This is brutal. This is really very brutal. Wow, I cannot believe it. Wow, with those elbow strikes, he could have actually knocked his head out of his body. That was brutal, brutal, brutal. And Moxley is going to go for the big one right there. Gets him up, gets him down, goes for the cover. This could be it, guys. This has to be it. Wow. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Renegade, I agree. It's a 10 out of 10. There is no way that Yuta still kicked out of that one. Tony Storm, Chris, I agree. Dale says, I agree, Renegade. This has been a 10 out of 10 match. I don't understand how did Yuta kick out of that one. But you know what? To get him to lose that, he didn't kick out. He didn't give up. He passed out. That is how driven he was. And that is how much he wanted to win it. He never kicked, he never got pinned. He never tapped out. He never said, I quit. He actually passed out. He was not able to carry on the match anymore. Look at that. That's hard. That's a big heart of Yuta right there, putting on such a tremendous match. What a match. And he passes out. That's right. He passed out. He never gave up. Respect to Yuta right there. And William Regal comes out here along with Bryan Danielson. Are they going to recruit Yuta? Because this guy deserves an recruitment, right? He's won it. He's earned it. Are you kidding me? William Regal. No, don't tell me, Regal. William Regal shouldn't be kicking him. He should be hugging him. He should be having Yuta join the team. Yuta says, you know what? Come on, William Regal. Come on. Kick me. Kill me. Come on. Beat me. Screw me. Whatever you want to do, do it. Do it. Three of them, right? Three of them. Moxley, Bryan Danielson, William Regal looking on at Yuta. Nobody's touched him so far. Moxley is waiting for William Regal to make the first move. Yuta says, come on, do it. What are you waiting for? Do it. William Regal and Yuta looking eye to eye. I feel we're going to see Yuta. There you go. I knew it. Yeah, this guy earned it, man. After tonight, he earned it. Look at the way he carried that match. Beautiful. William Regal offers him a handshake, and Yuta accepts it. He accepts it. There you go. That's beautiful. That's full circle right there. I love it. That's right. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Yes, Yuta wants more, and he got more. His career is going to be elevated. It's going to go up. Good for Yuta. He lost, but he won. Nobody lost tonight. That main event, nobody lost. We won. They won. What a tremendous show. What a tremendous match. Moxley and Yuta brought their A game. What a great match. We're going to be seeing a new trio of Moxley, Bryan Danielson, and Yuta. I'm all in for it. This is great stuff. Yuta shook his hands, and we're going to be seeing a new addition. I mean, Yuta is now a William Regal guy. This is going to be fantastic. Can't wait to see how all of this turns out. It's going to be beautiful, and we know that for sure. It's going to be great. Wow, what a show this was. Way better than SmackDown. Way better than NXT Level Up. Rampage killed it. So good. So amazing. I'd like to ask everybody here, how would you rate tonight's episode of Rampage? Chris gives it right there. He gives it a 6. Renegade gives it a 7, but the main event of 10. That's right. The main event killed it. I can't say it enough. It killed it. And Yuta, I mean, he's earned my respect. I'll tell you, I'll be honest. I wasn't very big of Yuta so far, but after tonight, I'm a fan. And I can't wait to see what else he does. What a great main event. And blood and everything. He didn't give up. He didn't surrender. That's beautiful. And now the real work begins. That's right, true. It's just the beginning. It's going to be great. I'm excited for this one. 9 out of 10 from Gary. Bobby gives it a 10 out of 10. You know what? Bobby, it was a very good show, so I can appreciate that 10 out of 10 rating. It was a good show. True gives it an 8. I love that. I took 4 points off for the hookup. Oh, there you go. Chris, I love that, man. You are my spirit animal, Chris. You read my mind. I love that. It's amazing. And Dale gives it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to give it let's see. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 as well. Not a 10, not a 9, an 8. And I'm going to take, I'm trying to think here. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. Even though the main event was fantastic, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 to the main event. But overall, the show, I think it was great, but there should always be room for improvement. There should always be, right? So I'm going to give it an 8. 2 more points for the room of improvement, which I believe next week we're going to get it. We're going to get a 10 out of 10 show because next week we're going to get Adam Page versus Adam Cole Texas Deathmatch for the AEW World Championship. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic, and I cannot wait for it. I would like to thank everybody here for joining me for this watch-along, for watching all these shows with me. I tell you all the time, it's a pleasure for me to do these watch-along with you because you make these shows entertaining for me as much as I hope I make them for you. I can never watch a wrestling show without the family. You guys make it so much fun for me. And Ricky gives it a 9 out of 10 as well. Ricky, I love that. Once again, I would like to thank everybody here. Love that, Ricky. Everybody for joining me here on a Friday night. I hope all of you have a great night. Was an amazing show. NXT Level Up was, so-so. SmackDown was a good show. We saw a lot of debuts. Some incredible debuts. We saw, of course, Walter or Gunther. We saw Raquel. We saw the future. We know that the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles are going to be combined. We know Ronda Rousey is going to go after Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I mean, good things are happening in the future. And tonight's SmackDown was all about the future, and I can appreciate that. So good. And Rampage night was on fire. So overall, a great night for wrestling, and all the wrestling fans win. I don't care which promotion you guys watch. everybody wins. And you know what I love about our channel and our community is that we're not biased to or against any promotion. We're here for all the promotions out there. It's nothing but love for all the promotions, because at the end of the day, it's only love for wrestling. We love all wrestling, all promotion. That's why we're going to be here all weekend long, watching the shows that you love all week long. We're going to be here for every single show. Thank you so much. And the Hall of Fame interview dropping, Chris, is going to be happening very soon. As I said, next week, a big interview is dropping. Of course, Amber Noah is going to be here next week. This Sunday, it's going to be Bhupinder Gujjar. The Hall of Fame interview, when I get a green light, is going to be dropping as well. Just waiting on the confirmation. And of course, we're going to have a big guy from the independent circuit coming on here to share a big and shocker story. I'll see you tomorrow, Ricky. I'll see everybody tomorrow for an incredible watch along once again. It's going to be a good show. You know, we can expect a hardcore performance from these wrestlers tomorrow. It's going to be great. Once again, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great night.